in because he's one guy that would work with Trent Baalke? Do I have to keep repeating myself? If nobody else in the NFL wants these guys in that job, why do the Jacksonville Jaguars want these guys in those jobs?
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Speculation's been swirling about the future of Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy since the NFC wildcard loss to the 49ers. His job appears safe for now. Dallas Executive VP Stephen Jones told 105.3 The Fan he's very confident McCarthy will remain the team's coach in 2022. The NFL Super Wildcard Weekend concludes with the Rams hosting the Cardinals on Monday Night Football, 8 Eastern, ABC and ESPN TV, Manningcast on ESPN2. It's the fourth career playoff game for Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, still looking for his first playoff win. Monday Night Football analyst Louis Riddick.
Season is exactly why Sean McVay and general manager Les Snead went out and acquired Matthew Stafford. They want him to make a difference in these types of games, Steve. Look, he has an 0-3 career record with the Detroit Lions. In the grand scheme of things, does that matter? No. But it will matter if he doesn't play his best game in this football game and raise the level of everyone else around him. That's just the reality when it comes to quarterback play in the NFL, especially at this time of year.
Bengals will be without defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi the rest of the playoffs. He's on IR with a foot injury, ending his season. Cincinnati at Tennessee in Saturday's playoff game.
If we thought there were expectations on this team this year, now that Dak finally has a full year after being healthy, this will get hotter and hotter and hotter.
More Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, Tuesday, 6 a.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Happy Monday. What can you do in 14 seconds? Dallas Cowboys can't get another playoff, I can tell you that. But they do have 14 penalties. But we have another coaching job open, and if we do, a coaching candidate will be off the list, right? Because it's going to be Moore or Quinn that would take the spot of McCarthy. They're laughing at the pickle. They know all about this.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, sometimes, like, for instance, a couple years ago, I went to go see Robert Plant at Okeechobee, the music festival. Now, Robert Plant being the former lead singer of Led Zeppelin, I expected Robert Plant to play all Robert Plant songs because he's got, like, 10 new albums. It's always refreshing, though, when someone can play the greatest hits. And Robert Plant, needless to say, played some of the greatest hits from Led Zeppelin, and I respected him for that. It's always a pleasure when Mike McCarthy, with all these analytics now and all this new school terminology and new coaching, can still find a way to play the greatest hits, as in messing up in terms of what offensive play calls to call, in terms of 14 penalties, way too many penalties. So it was great that Mike McCarthy, the guy that I grew up on, the guy that Packer fans know so well, was able to come out in his first Dallas playoff game and play the greatest hits.
Yeah, and they sure did. And by the way, I agree with, I don't know if you saw what Tony Dungy tweeted, and we get wrapped up in this in our maybe small-minded minds at times. It wasn't one play, folks. They still had to pull off a miracle from the 25-yard line. Like, it puts it in a bow, what the Cowboys did. But Dungy says, concerning the Cowboys, let's forget the last play. How about giving up 169 yards rushing, giving up 5 sacks, completing less than 60% of their passes, running for only 77 yards, and 14 penalties. Yeah, that kind of tells a story. So the Dallas Cowboys were lucky to even have a chance, not once but twice in the end of that game, because they played so bad. And it's a trend. It's a pressure cooker now in Dallas because they cannot win football games. The best stat, depending on where you want to go with this, if you include 96, it's 7 playoff wins for the Jags since including that 96 season. So almost since the inception of the team, right? And in that same period, Dallas Cowboys have 4.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, especially that was right after the dynasty, you know?
Yeah.
So pretty wild to think of what the Cowboys have done. And I think it speaks volumes about you can load up a team, but it doesn't mean it's all in this league. It doesn't automatically mean you're going to win. And I thought yesterday was on display for them was this kind of what I've said about this football team here. The lack of IQ, the lack of awareness, the lack of situations. I mean, that's a smarts in a player that sometimes, the 40 time doesn't judge.
Yeah.
The Wonderlic doesn't judge. I don't know how you find those guys, but the Patriots have over the years. I feel like the Titans have right now. Like, you take the Dallas Cowboys roster 10 out of 10 over the over the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
But guess who wins more football games and performs better? I think there's something to be said about that, especially this time of year when the talent even is more equal than ever. And listen, 49ers tried to hand that game away as well. What do you think of future Jacksonville Jaguars coach Byron Leftwich and the Tampa Bay Bucks? Byron didn't have to do too much in that one, did they? That was a mismatch.
It was a mismatch for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that Tom Brady's still doing the dang thing. I wish that you would stop, live tweeting saying that the Buccaneers can't get it done.
I didn't see you guys. This is what my problem is with people.
Oh,
and this includes you now here, because you hear what you want to hear and you see what you want to see. Okay. I said in that tweet, they'll survive this one, but getting all these injuries is going to doom them. They're getting too many injuries.
Well, let's go to the exact tweet, though.
Go ahead. Do it.
All right. We'll bring it up in a second. Got to find it. There's a couple of them here. My bad.
Hey, Eagles plus 8.5. What happened?
Oh, me? Oh, dude, that was not even close.
No,
I mean, and truth be told, I thought that was a lock.
We took them 2 in a pool. I hated it, but
I thought that was a lock for me.
Well, the way they like to run the football, you thought they would shrink the game.
Yeah.
And by the way, they still came back and almost did. They still had a chance almost to cover. NFL's so wacky.
Bucks are getting too beat up. They might survive today, but doubt they can make the run they made last year.
What is wrong with that tweet?
But they're not that beat up anymore. Everyone's coming back.
Oh, everyone's coming back. Wirfs, Godwin, Antonio Brown's gone.
Okay, they're gone, but they got
Jensen.
Okay.
Wait, so did you tweet this before? When did you tweet this? Oh,
I tweeted it when Jensen and Wirfs went out.
Okay,
Wirfs is a huge part of that team.
Are you sure he tweeted it?
He hasn't missed this. That was the first snap he ever missed in his career.
And he's been unbelievable. Maybe the best player over the last 2 years in football.
But the one if you
actually
make a run.
Measured them.
But they can make a run if they wait. So then you said, but doubt they can make the run they made last year.
I don't. They are not as healthy. You have to get lucky.
Yeah, but they have all their defense back now, which I know is the case.
Okay. I don't know. After the offensive line went out, he got sacked 4 or 5 different times.
It's funny. On 3 consecutive third downs, he got sacked.
Yeah.
Right? And then he did. Listen, they weren't trying to do too much either. So the Eagles are not that good. I mean, that's not – you're talking about the competition of the NFC. They have to play the Arizona Cardinals or the L.A. Rams next.
Sure.
Then they have to get by Green Bay. I mean, this wasn't like Tom Brady stinks and the Bucs stink. I just think you have to be healthy. Look at last year. They were completely healthy when they made the run to the Super Bowl, and they were playing excellent football. The one thing I will give you is I think the defense played its best game. Defense hadn't been tracking that way.
Because they've been hurt.
Yeah, okay, I know, but they've played their best game against an offense that can't do anything. But, I mean, against a rookie quarterback, essentially. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. But, I mean, that's the one if you're a Bucs fan and you're like, Brent, you're an idiot. Yeah, you got Brady, obviously. Mm-hmm. But you have a defense that looked more the part than they've looked because they are healthier. But, again, you're
didn't Jensen get hurt in the second half or not? He got hurt in the first half.
It was first half, yeah.
It was first half?
Yeah. They started dropping guys. There was the 2 of those guys, but Wirfs was the big one for me. And on top of that, you add in, obviously, Godwin and Antonio Brown.
What time did the game start? 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you tweeted that at 1:13.
13
I tweeted
minutes
it after Wirfs got hurt. To be honest with you, I don't care about Jensen.
Okay, Jensen's important.
Dude's a Pro Bowler.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
After Jensen got hurt, they talked about how much Tom Brady loves him.
Then I had to couch the tweet later in the day for people like Austin.
People like me.
Yeah, people like Austin.
Yeah,
You people.
That
with 10 minutes to go, I said, Dallas Cowboys are choking.
Yeah.
But I put in parentheses, this is a live tweet at 10 minutes to go in the third quarter for all you old take exposed geniuses.
I didn't see that one.
Hey, how about those people that called 49ers money line, huh?
Good call, Casey. I see you out there, man.
Yeah, but let me tell you,
Truth be told,
they tried to
I
piss
wanted
that
to do
away.
it, but I'm supposed to pick against you to try to win this bet thing because I said I don't trust Mike McCarthy, and here we are.
yeah, you're done now.
I am done
It's
now.
me and Brent now.
I honestly like the Cowboys in that game, and they just got boat raced at the beginning. They got totally outcoached in the beginning and the end, and they were super undisciplined. And listen, San Francisco tried to give it away. Shanahan tried to choke it away.
Yeah.
Jimmy G, I mean, I don't know what the heck those two throws were that he had.
Yeah.
Those two throws were, wow. I mean, that is seriously why, like, Shanahan and San Francisco is smart to go get Trey Lance because even though they've gone to a Super Bowl and his record is good, they see that too much. Like, that guy can't carry you the way I think Dak has the ability to make those kind of throws, right? We see what Patrick Mahomes and other quarterbacks can do. I mean, that throw on the interception was like, holy cow. I mean, that was a holy cow throw. And they actually got a little fortunate, didn't they? Because I saw the incomplete pass right away, but it was almost another turnover right after with the George Kittle one.
Yeah.
I will say this about San Francisco. Why are people shutting down Kittle, or are they just choosing not to throw to him? Because he's like absent the last month now. Really, if you go back, I think it is about a month. I think it's 4 straight games, and they've got a bunch of different guys involved. They have really a variety of players on offense that are involved. So that might be some of it. But do you think teams are taking away Kittle, or are they just almost using him as a decoy, and that's opening up Travis Benjamin, of all people, to make a play or two?
No, I mean, I think George Kittle's a game wrecker, and you got to take him away. I think if they get George Kittle going on the inside of the field, that opens things up the outside of the field. So I just think that teams are really keying in on George Kittle trying to shut that dude down because he has such a mismatch. You know, you almost got to double that guy.
Yeah, but don't you think they try to do the same to Kelsey, or are they not as able to do that because of, like, Tyreek Hill? Or
Yeah, I mean, I think when you have Tyreek Hill and, heck, you even got, like, Mecole Hardman and Pringle now with speed on the outside, it's harder to do that as opposed to, not taking away from the San Francisco 49ers offense, but, like, Deebo Samuel is more, you know, I would say he's probably more of a possession guy. I mean, he can get open. He can put the burners on, but he's more a possession guy, and obviously he's a gadget guy. And Brandon Ayuk is still a guy that is kind of coming into his own. So I just think in terms of stopping the Chiefs, it's a lot harder with the speed that they have.
Yeah, I just note. I mean, again, Kittle, this is not a new thing. This is going back a month after he tore it up when he came back. But Kelsey continues to be a guy that everybody would focus on, but he gets 150 yards a game anyway.
Does it hurt San Francisco when they line up Deebo in the backfield? So that's one less person you have to worry about, like on the outside, and then you can cover Kittle more?
I mean, I think if Deebo's in the backfield, you know it's going to go to him or in some sort of capacity. So that does take Kittle away, but at the same time, teams can't stop Deebo in the backfield right now. So while it may take away from Kittle, as far as the offense in totality, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know if we learned a whole lot yesterday about Tampa or Kansas City, like going forward. I mean, those were like those felt like 1 versus 16 games in the NCAA tournament.
I think we learned that Tom Brady still has some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah.
We learned Tyler Johnson cannot catch 4 passes in a game.
Oh, I thought Brady was going to cut him on the spot.
Oh, my God, me too.
I thought he was going to cut him on the spot, man.
Imagine how you felt if you bet Tyler Johnson plus or over 3.5 receptions.
Sick to your stomach, I'm sure.
Horrible.
Sick to your stomach. But to be fair, he had a makeup catch, which was a nice one.
Yeah, but if he catches the 2 drops, I have 4 and everybody's happy.
Oh, no, I mean, it sucks for you for sure.
Yeah, I thought he was done on the second one.
But I'm saying for his well-being and future with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, at least he was able to redeem himself a little bit. But Brady, I mean, and Brady's earned that. Like, I feel like if you drop too many of those catches like he dropped, then you're out of here. Like, Trevor Lawrence can go to Laviska and Shenault and say, okay, you're going to get benched right now. Because Trevor Lawrence hasn't earned his stripes yet.
Yeah.
You're talking about Tom Brady, though, and the way he looked at Tyler Johnson? Yeah, I was surprised Tyler Johnson was still on the field, honestly.
I knew I lost some money at that moment.
Yeah.
What was the most surprising game of the weekend?
Oh, the Bills, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
Bills-Patriots, absolutely.
Did they the
because
way
the
that they beat
Patriots
them?
embarrassed themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
I did think the Philly game would play out a little bit differently. I thought Eagles would have a little more juice on the ground than they did. But I also don't think Philly beat anybody all year. So, I mean, it's just kind of who they are. It was good to get there. They were better than the average teams, or the not-so-good teams. A lot like Miami, and Pittsburgh. Again, I thought Pittsburgh was the worst team by far in the playoffs, and it showed up.
Yep.
They gave it their go for the first 20 minutes, and then after that, they just got, lambasted. But
did you catch this, by the way, on the Pittsburgh game? You know how they do the introductions, and like they have like every player and they say their name in college. TJ Watt's PFF like before the season grade? 4.
I know.
What in the world are we doing?
I know, man, but that's
who was 3-2-1?
It's numbers, man.
That's ridiculous.
No, because, I mean, there's a couple players I saw like that kind of have that same thing. It's just, it is what it is. Like, Deebo Samuel, I think, was like number 12 or something. Like, I think Deebo's a top 10 receiver. But
yeah, I saw the 4, and then he scored a touchdown on that possession.
I love how Collinsworth has worked that in since he owns it, you know? It's no conflict of interest there. But, the Bills game was, it's interesting again to me. It's surprising, but I'm not sure it was surprising as dominant as it was, to Casey's point.
Absolutely.
The Bills, though, are way better, in my opinion, than the Patriots. I thought the Patriots overachieved a lot. They played really good football and peaked for a 7-week stretch. And they were playing with a rookie quarterback in the freezing cold. Like, the elements do matter at that point. And so I think that's the Bills team, though, that a lot of people thought we'd see most of the year. The reason why that was a little more surprising is we really haven't seen that Bills team a lot this year. So I say look out. Again, it's who gets hot at the right time. Sure. The Bills hadn't peaked at all. They had some games, but they didn't peak in a stretch. Now you wonder if this could be a stretch, although that's going to be a hell of a game next week.
Absolutely.
With the Kansas City Chiefs. But
I mean, I was just surprised that like a Bill Belichick coach team looked like that. Like usually, the MO of the Patriots is that you shut down the biggest target. Stephon Diggs. He only had 3 receptions, but like there was like secondary breakdowns. He had like that 150-yard reception or whatever like that. And then the way that Devin Singletary is right now, I'm telling you, man, like ever since they started giving the rock more at Devin Singletary and just don't rely on Josh Allen running the football all the time, this offense has changed, and it's been a long time coming. And it's funny how we talk about, Dabo as a guy who kind of was lost in terms of the head coaching shuffle. Well, now, I mean, with that performance, almost putting up 50 points against, a very respectable defense and a respectable defensive head coach, I feel like Dabo's going to be like the hottest name now in the NFL again, as he should be.
Yeah, and he is again, I think. Yeah, he kind of had gotten lost, right? Mm-hmm. I think we have to be really careful of this, by the way, okay, Kellen Moore, bad play at the end of the game. Can't be a coach in the NFL. Like, it's one game now determines. That was the thing about Eberflus, right? When the Jags beat him, like, I don't want him.
Yeah.
It's like, people, settle down. I mean, like, you don't go to free agency. You don't go to the draft. This goes back to, like, the Hutchinson thing. First of all, he played better than you think he played in that national semifinal, and you don't just go off one game. You got a career to go off. So that's not how this works. And I know we get excited about this stuff, but you don't eliminate coaches based on one team. Much like I wouldn't put Byron Leftwich on any more of a pedestal after yesterday's game than I had him on Friday. I mean, it was a good win, but it didn't matter. Like, it wouldn't factor into whether I want to hire the guy or think I should hire the guy. Same goes for Kellen Moore, even though it wasn't a good look. I don't have him super high on my list to begin with, but
is he still your value play?
Probably not anymore.
Not
but
now.
You've got to be. You can't get wrapped up in that. Is my point. You know, what is going to happen now in the coaching? Like, what did we learn from Leftwich? Anything? Anything? There's nothing new. Because when the teams play on Saturday, Sunday, there's really not a lot of news that happens.
Yeah.
And so now more interviews, the vetting, kind of what you figure takes place in the process here. The Jacksonville Jaguars is they interviewed the 8. They wrapped that up on Saturday with Eberflus. And unless there's a sneaky interview somewhere in here, maybe a Flores or somebody like that, or maybe a McDaniels now that he's free. Like, could that happen? Like, do you think the Jags could go back to the well for more interviews, even though reportedly they've done as many as 9, if you include Darrell Bevel, with that courtesy interview? Or are they just kind of narrowing it down now to 3 over these next couple of days and vetting these guys?
I mean, I think depending how big of a net you're casting, I think they're still definitely open to some more interviews. I mean, it's rough with these guys, a lot of these coordinators right now having to go through the playoffs and everything, because usually if you're trying to interview coordinators that are still in the NFL, odds are they probably have a pretty good career success right now in terms of playing in the playoffs. So, I mean, do the Jaguars have a pretty good idea of who they want? I would say so, but I still think they're open to other guys too, depending.
Who would you be interested in of the names you haven't heard yet? McDaniels, Dable, would you be? Flores?
They interviewed Dable last year, right?
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that much changes in 1 year in terms of how the interview went. Like, I'm still sure Shad Khan's got a good idea of what Dable brought to the table. I I mean, obviously McDaniels is still, I think, an option to at least interview because I don't think he did that last year. And you could just pick his brain a little bit, see what he brings to the table. But those are probably the big two that, you haven't seen this year. But once again, if Daboll's interviewed last year, then so be it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like there's not a lot of repetitive interviews, right, for a shot.
Yeah.
From McDaniels years ago to Daboll to Bieniemy, right? And I don't think they'll keep Muddy in this process up, but let's just say Leftwich is the front runner, as Vegas has him. I think Vegas still probably has him there. And if he's the front runner, well, now you know that, okay, well, you're really not going to get him until next Monday at the earliest, right? And that could even be days after that. So if that's the case, why not keep interviewing people? Why not keep vetting it out? Why not just in case? Do you think it helps or hurts the Jags if, say, Leftwich is their top guy and you have guys like Peterson and Caldwell out there that are available, but do you think it hurts them if Leftwich is their top guy? Because if they have to wait, they do run the risk of him saying no, and then you're not getting your next best choice, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely playing the waiting game a little bit, but at the same time, I mean, this is all about like a domino effect, right? As soon as one person signs, you get a good idea, and then the other guys start signing. So, like, we haven't seen a domino come into place yet. I mean, we've heard rumors of, guys interviewing, but we haven't really seen anybody sign yet. So I think until somebody actually signs, which who knows, it could be next week, could be after the play. I don't know when it's going to be. But once that happens, then all of a sudden you got to start making haste a little bit and say, okay, we have to get under wraps here because now guys are starting to sign everywhere. Until that first domino falls, I think everyone's just kind of relaxed right now, and as you can be in this process.
Well, listen, I think we've talked about Byron Leftwich a bit. I think Vegas has him as the odds-on favorite to land the job. Let's take a break. When we come back, did he do anything that impressed you yesterday as he's live auditioning? And I think Jags fans are really paying attention now. Also, did a lot of homework on Leftwich this weekend, and I know a lot of people are familiar with him, but there's some interesting things I thought of that maybe we hadn't talked about yet. Maybe others are, but I haven't. And so dive into Leftwich a little bit, who is the odds-on favorite, and we appreciate that out of Vegas more than Bill O'Brien. Thank you.
Something to talk about, too, coming back after the break. So it's Byron Leftwich, Bill O'Brien. Do you know who the third guy is? I can't remember who it was.
It might have been Peterson at the last. Honestly, I haven't seen the odds today.
Yeah.
And it does change, like, on a daily basis. I think Peterson.
Do you think Byron Leftwich would want to keep Bulky, or would he want to get rid of Bulky?
Gonzo.
Okay.
Yeah, Gonzo.
Guaranteed?
And I'll tell you why guaranteed.
Okay.
All right. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Your MLK Day will become sunny, breezy, and chilly with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Low 30s tonight, bringing us the first potential freeze of the season with mostly clear skies and calm winds. I'm meteorologist Alyssa Pedjick, and that's your Action News Jax First Alert forecast.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Get the guaranteed lowest price at the only locally owned diamond store in the St. John's Town Center.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Voted best gift of the year for golfers by the ESPN 690 Golf Enthusiast Review Board. Want to make the golfer in your life love you even more? Order the 2022 ESPN Dream 18 card for just $69. Big discounts on golf all year. Golf courses are raising their rates with the recent boom. The Dream 18 card has even more value now. For less than dinner for two at your favorite upscale restaurant, you will receive tremendously discounted rounds at some of the area's best golf courses. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, the Yards added this year, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you'll receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker's Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Play 2 rounds of golf, and the card pays for itself. $69, that's it. Some of the proceeds go to the Dream 18 charity as well. Buy the card at Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com. Supplies are limited. Go to Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com.
Well, the holidays are behind us, and that means nothing but open road ahead. So make every mile this new year the best it can be in a new Toyota from Arlington Toyota. Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Tundra, Tacoma. Arlington Toyota's got 500 new Toyotas available and ready for wherever you want to go in 2022. Plus, every new car purchase from Arlington Toyota comes with a lifetime warranty and Arlington's 30-day exchange program. Where will your new Toyota take you in 2022? Find out and shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
Tobacco-Free Florida has many free ways to help you quit nicotine. From free 2-week starter kits of quit aids to free cessation services like Phone Quit and Group Quit. We're even trying out new motivational tactics.
You're the greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter of all.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
The right time for the best water is right now. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure your family's water is clean, healthy, and tastes great. CGC Water's done that for my family for a handful of years now, and it all starts with a Connecticut system. American-made and installed by the pros at CGC Water Treatment. Contact CGC Water Treatment now for your free water test. Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, twin-tank, non-electric systems that use less salt and water during regeneration. Right now, save up to $600 on select system packages. Financing available with approved credit. Just call CGC Water at 904-552-1242 and ask about the Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Connecticut dealer.
This tax filing season could be one for the record books. There are thousands of dollars worth of new tax credits on the table, and Jackson Hewitt will help make sure you get every one you deserve. Tax credits for being a parent, taking care of a parent, taking classes, and so much more. Don't leave thousands on the table. Jackson Hewitt will make sure you get credit for all you do and get your biggest refund guaranteed. Learn more and find your nearest location at jacksonhewitt.com.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Hey, it's Brett Mortno from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
I wouldn't say we're undisciplined. I think the fact that, the physicality, when it's weighed, when you're trying to get your team to play to a certain play style, there's definitely some growing pains that we've gone through. But I'm not going to sit here and go through the officiality. I think over the long haul, you hope it balances out. I thought they would let these teams play today, but that's for them to answer, and I'm sure they'll have their comments on how they felt the game was officiated.
Sounds like Mike McCarthy to me. The officiating? Here's my thought on the officiating. I always have this. Listen, it stinks sometimes. I get it. I don't mind the human element in sports. I'm not going to change my mind on that. I'm going to stick in the sand on that in most sports, all sports, in fact. I do think these guys are under the microscope more than ever before because of TV. I have to remind Ty this all the time. He sits there and yells at the TV about the officials, like, how do you miss this? And I do too sometimes, right? Yeah. Especially if you're like emotionally involved in the game or have something on it. But the the fact is, like, I remember Ty like yelling at the officials one time, and I'm like, Ty, how are you supposed to see that in live action? Like, you just saw that in 3 replays. Like, you've got to ask yourself as a fan, can you see X play in live action? Now, there are a couple of situations, and obviously the whistle situation, that was dead wrong. Mm-hmm. And it was unfortunate. Do you think it's a touchdown without the whistle anyway? Or do you think the whistle caused the defense to slow?
I mean, you got to play through the whistle. So I'm going to err on the side of it would have been a touchdown regardless.
Casey?
Why did they blow the whistle again?
It was just inadvertent. I think because he was going out of bounds, right? And so it
wasn't even that close. But
I know, but I think he just got wrapped, like the idea that, okay, it's about going out of bounds. And I'm actually surprised there are not more inadvertent whistles, to be honest with you, in sports in general.
I think it was a touchdown anyway.
I do too. Okay, so from a logic standpoint, we can complain about the mechanics of it all, but in our eyes, it would be like it's a touchdown. It used to be like the old catch thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's like it's a catch or not a catch. Well, it was probably a touchdown. I mean, if the whistle never goes off inadvertently, it's a touchdown. But by the letter of the law, and then what they did a poor job of is explaining it. He doubled down essentially, right?
Yeah.
In the post game.
Yep.
And that's where he got himself in trouble. And there's no hiding, So I guess what I'm getting at is how much do the officials bother you in these games? How bad are they? Or are we to the point now where we are like desensitized to finding, as players, coaches, fans, just blaming the officials for everything?
I get bothered more when they feel they need to interject more than they probably should. Prime example would be first quarter, Tampa Bay, first drive of the game. Tom Brady gets hit. It's a clean hit. They throw a flag, and it kind of changes the momentum around a little bit.
Yeah, that was a terrible
Changes
call.
the momentum a little bit. Like, that's a horrible call. That's you as an official interjecting yourself and making yourself part of the game when you probably shouldn't. So I have issues with plays like that. But overall, as long as, like, for that, you couldn't have an instant replay. I mean, it is what it is. But usually if it's like I don't know, if the guy's out of bounds, you can go back, check the replay, things like that. I don't mind those calls because they can always make those calls right. But I do mind the calls that get interjected when it's like, oh, Tom Brady got hurt, let's go, or he got hit, let's go and throw the flag on that one, even though it shouldn't have been called.
Yeah, that was a good, by the way, that's just a missed call. Like, that's a missed call. And that did lead. That would have been 3rd and long, I think. And then
it would have been 4th down.
Was that 4th down? Okay.
It would have been punting. Down. Yeah.
And so that was a huge play, at the moment. Early on, but it set the tone, so it's a big play. Mm-hmm. And, I just think we get a little carried away. And I also try to be cautious of this even at the youth level, like with my kids. And we're guilty of it, like, too. But it's like it's okay now in our world to just blame everything on the officiating.
Sure.
Which is passing the buck in a lot of ways. Because, again, if you thought there was a bad call in the Cowboys game here or there, fine. But the Cowboys sucked.
Yeah, they beat themselves.
Like, they were terrible. And so if we're going to be Dak Prescott and say, good for them for throwing stuff at the fans, well, then you stand out there, too, as a team and let us throw stuff at you because you made some of the most boneheaded plays I've seen. Not just you, Dak. I'm saying the football team. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, the last one on the officials where I'll defend them on the last play, which was clunky, and probably maybe should have had a chance to get off, is I think if you're dumb enough to trust the official to put the ball in place in time in that situation, then that's on you. There are some times where you can't control the officials having a say in the outcome, but the officials most of the time want to get out of the way at the end of a game and let teams determine it. They don't want to be involved. Well, what the Dallas Cowboys did in that situation is said, hey, we need the official to be on our team here and to execute this play like we've practiced it. And so they put the official right in the middle of the action of executing the play, which I thought was dangerous and dumb, and it worked out to be.
Well, absolutely. But also your trust official is not going to hit Dak Prescott, be an athlete, and then you can clock the ball with 2 seconds left or 1 second left.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, if that play ends up working, you have the ball on what, the 21, 22?
About more because of the slide, probably around the 24, 25, right? Oh. Or it should have been because he started the slide around the 25, but.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, whatever the case may be. and you have the ball in the 25, let's just say, with one chance left. That's not the worst thing in the world. Pass interferences can happen, roughing the quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's not the worst thing in the world. Do I like the play call? Absolutely not, because it's way too risky. But I get what was trying to happen there. Now, the official probably could have got there a little quicker. Don't hit Dak Prescott, be an athlete. And now we're talking about a nail-biting last play of the game to come down to the wire. It never happened like that because too many things went wrong.
How much do you think, do you know from your days and maybe defending a play like that? 14 has always been a magic number. I know that.
Yeah.
And spiking the ball. So it certainly is the case. Now, the further you go downfield, the more that becomes an issue. So a lot of people, I think it was Romo who said right away, he slid too late, like he should have stopped a little earlier, just to be sure. But in their mind, and I agree with them, if everything is executed to perfection, you're relying on everybody, then they probably get the snap off and spike it with 1 second to go or 2 seconds to go and can make the desperation play. But from your situation as a defender, obviously you're going to try to knock that ball all over the place. You're going to try to stay on them longer than that.
Yeah, of course. Take your time.
Do you you didn't like the play, right? Like if you're on the Cowboys, knowing what can go wrong there, like the play call is just not the right play call, or was it just the pure execution of the play call?
I mean, I don't know. See, it's hard to say because you got the ball at the 40-yard line with 12 seconds left. So that play essentially got you down to, we'll call it the 24 with hopefully at the end of the day.
It doesn't matter. It's just 1 second. Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, exactly. You probably had realistically 3 plays left to try to score a touchdown. Or would you say more?
No, I would say 2.
What down was
3.
it again?
That's a good question. I think it was
second and one. It was second and one.
Second and one, yeah.
Okay.
So I think 2 plays because they have to get down the field, right? If you're going to go 2 shots to the end zone, and they were defending the out of bounds stuff,
sure.
Then
so you had
probably 2 plays.
You had 14 seconds from your 40-yard line to try to score a touchdown. They run to the 24. You have one. Essentially, in a perfect world, you would have had 1 shot from the 24, whatever it was, to score a touchdown. I'm not mad at that. I think there's other ways you can go about that. But keep in mind, San Fran was taken away. Like, if you go back and watch the coverage, the sidelines are taken away.
Absolutely.
Like, they had, it was like a cover 2, but like all their guys were along the sideline. So they were willing to give up the middle of the field all day just because, in their eyes, the ball inbounds, the game's over.
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily mad about the play call. I get what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have called it. I think it was way too ballsy in that situation, but hey, I'm a defensive kind of guy. But once again, if that ref does his job maybe just a little better and they have a second left, well, then you get 1 shot to make a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad at that.
Listen, the idea of the call was not dead wrong. It just needed to be executed to absolute perfection. There was no wiggle room. And like I said, you bring the ref into it as well. I think it was Romo or somebody, should he have handed the ball? Like in your handed the ball to an official?
Should Dak have, you mean?
Yeah, because they practice it. I think he said in postgame they practice it like the center will do it and spot the ball. But just think about that. Like now, sometimes the official will just go put his hand on top of the ball if it's already down there. So, like, I get the idea, but it's interesting that there are conflicting views of what Dak should have done with the ball and how the Cowboys practice it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you got 14 seconds left and you're on your own 40-yard line and you can't afford to catch a ball in bounds, show me 2 or 3 plays that can get you a touchdown from that situation.
Yeah.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Well, that's the thing. And that's why I think this play alone is probably overblown. Welcome to sports radio and TV today.
Sure.
Because there are so many other plays in the game. And the fact that the Cowboys even had a chance in that situation, I thought was stunning. Like, they even had a chance. All right, let's flip it over to the Jags. I asked you about Byron Leftwich. Did he do anything to you yesterday that said, ooh, I like that?
I mean, he kept the Eagles' defense guessing, and say what you want about the Eagles, but, I mean, they're still a playoff team, so you had to respect him, and I just thought it was a nice mixture of short passing game in terms of, incorporating tight ends, incorporating Mike Evans. I mean, it seemed like everybody was eating against the Eagles. So I just like the fact that he mixed it up a little bit, especially with Leonard Fournette being out as well. I mean, Leonard Fournette's a big part of that offense, so they didn't have him to use at their disposal. I just thought it was a good mixture of play calling.
Yeah, and again, it's really hard to tell. And I'm not taking away from Leftwich, but Brady is so good.
Sure.
And in the playoffs, he's so good. But the fact that they were able to still operate as an offense, which I do give a lot of credit to Brady, but I think Arians and the coaching staff deserve some praise here for having people ready to go. Maybe not your guy who had 4 catches for, but from Scotty Miller to backup running backs and backup run. I mean, they had everybody, ready to roll. And overall, outside of a couple of drops, didn't miss that much of a beat. And even with Wirfs coming out, right, and Jensen coming out. So they're able to plug and play and really not miss a beat. Now, they got Tom leading the way, so that's a lot easier. But I think that's where Leftwich and maybe Arians and the coaching staff impressed me, that what they had done, the devil's in the details, right? What they had done leading up all year to have these guys ready to go, or at least in the last couple of weeks to play in this game. I mean, their offense really just – it might have been a lot of what Philly was doing, but their offense didn't seem to miss a beat.
No, without a doubt. And that's huge. When you lose a guy like Chris Godwin, you lose a guy like Antonio Brown in the circumstances they lost him in, it takes a toll on anybody's offense. I think that realistically, if you lose – and I don't know, it's so hard to say who the 1, 2, and 3 guys are, because they're all, they're all great receivers. But when you lose 2 of your great receivers and you don't skip a beat, Tom Brady's the best quarterback to ever do it, don't get me wrong, but you still have to game plan. You still have to get that guy ready to play, and I think Leftwich or Arians or a combination of those guys did that with Tom Brady.
All right, I did a lot of work on Byron Leftwich over the weekend, especially on Friday. I had some time, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back and look at some of this stuff, right?
Yep.
And Leftwich, on Friday, I think became the odds-on favorite in Vegas. Is starting to be a lot of talk about him. Always liked Leftwich in this process. I admittedly and still do like Peterson and Caldwell. And I like them better and significantly better than getting a first-time coach in this situation the Jags are currently in. And I'm starting to think about that a little bit more. And Leftwich is the guy that's making me think. Not Kellen Moore, not Nathaniel Hackett, not Eberflus, not any of these guys. Instead, it's specifically Leftwich. And I said a little bit of this on Friday. I really believe he could do wonders for this culture in Jacksonville. He's been around Mike Tomlin. He's been in Pittsburgh. He's seen some bad locker rooms, by the way, in Pittsburgh, right? I mean, there is some stuff going on that they still got through. And in hindsight, you have more respect for Tomlin in Pittsburgh and what they were able to do to keep that thing going when they had some interesting cats now in that building. You go to Arizona, and I've talked about Arizona on Friday. I just think from Calais to Peterson to Fitzgerald to Carson Palmer to these guys in that to Bruce Arians, he was there, right? And Leftwich was a part of that. And I think he saw good culture, and now what they're doing in Tampa and being around Arians, who many people praise. I really think number 1 on my list with Leftwich, I really think he will do a good job with the culture. I think he knows what a good culture is, and I think that's going to be important to him and value to him. And I don't think he can sleep on that. And, we keep talking about Peterson, and I was like, Brent, we talk about Peterson all the time with his Super Bowl, and that's a feather in his cap, but it's nice that the guy's doing it and he's available. Well, guess what? Byron Leftwich won a Super Bowl as a player and as an assistant coach.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't led the thing yet. I get it. There's a difference. But he actually could become, if he gets a head coaching job and wins a Super Bowl, he could become the 3rd coach in history to do that.
Yeah.
Flores did it, and Dungy, I think, is the other guy that did it.
Yeah.
As a player, assistant coach, head coach, win a Super Bowl. So, I mean, this guy knows culture, man. He knows winning. And I listened to a long interview with him, and this is really what got me onto it. And I'm listening to him and kind of wrap my arms around what, like, Urban Meyer in the last few years and what the Jags building has been like. And here's another thing. I thought for the last month or so, I questioned every time someone brought up Leftwich. I don't think, because I wasn't here, but I've heard stories that he didn't have a great experience here in Jacksonville for a variety of reasons. I don't really think he's going to hold that. I don't think that's going to bother him. Like, I don't think he's going to turn down the job because of that experience. In fact, if you go back and listen to some of the things over the years that Leftwich has said, he actually thinks that's one of the best things that happened to him, especially being cut like right before the season started, because he ended up in Pittsburgh around all these great players. And so I have more on my list, by the way, but those are the quick reasons why. That's before you even get to tutoring Trevor Lawrence and his offense. I like this guy.
So to me, and I've kind of said this a little bit on Friday, but something that I haven't really said yet, that I think why Byron Leftwich makes sense. Because if you go back to the past couple coaching hires here in Jacksonville, let's go ahead and start with let's start back with Del Rio. I think Del Rio was a player's coach, number one, because, well, he was a former player, so he kind of got the game. But he kind of towed the line of being a player's coach and kind of being kind of like that old school guy.
Yeah.
You know, it was a little bit of both, but, I mean, you know, he had some success here in Jacksonville. You bring in Mike Mularkey, that was more of the old school guy. Wasn't really a player's coach, even though he was a former player, but kind of, you know, ran more of a harder training camp and all this stuff. I didn't mind it, obviously, but some players did. Gus Bradley, ultimate player's coach. Right, hands down. I mean, he loved his players, and to the point where even when he was probably going to get fired, the players defended him and said, you know, it's not his fault, it's our fault, and they wanted Gus Bradley to stay. A lot of players spoke out about that. A lot of talented players on that team spoke out about that. Doug Marrone, I got the vibe it was more of just not even a player's coach, more of just a I don't want to put him in the Mularkey category, but more of just an old school, I don't want to say player, just more of just kind of quiet, calm,
It's interesting you say it like that because I remember having the conversation. What's the identity of Doug Marrone? And it's hard to answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Coughlin was around, then Coughlin was gone, and then, you know.
So I don't get the vibe that he was really a player's coach per se. I think Shad Khan, I mean, listen, there's a lot of reasons why you liked Urban Meyer. I think Shad Khan envisioned Urban Meyer to be a player's coach, but he was the exact opposite of said player's coach. He was the exact opposite because, number one, he ran things his way. It was a dictatorship. Number two, in terms of having his players back, you really didn't see a lot of that. So then now we fast forward to the Byron Leftwich rumors. And, like, what about Byron Leftwich? Like, what type of coach is he? Well, keep in mind, this is going to be a first-year guy if he does get the job. But Byron Leftwich, to me, is the ultimate player's coach because he's a former player, number one. But you see this story with the performance bonuses?
Yeah.
That's all you need to know about Byron Leftwich. When an offensive coordinator goes to his players and says, hey, what does your contract say? How many more receptions, how much more yardage do you need to achieve your bonus? And he went through that, and every single guy in that locker room on the offensive side of the ball. And he tried to get those guys those bonuses. That's a player's coach. Now, keep in mind, at the time, they've already in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter if they win or lose. So now, if you're already in the playoffs, you already got your spot locked up, well, then what's next? Money.
Yeah.
It's getting your players paid. And, like, that gesture right there, that move, shows me that, I mean, there's a lot of things too, but that shows me that he's a player's coach. And I think Shad Khan going forward, that's what he wants. He wants to get back a player's coach, try to get this locker room right. Like I said, I think he thought he had that with Urban Meyer, and it couldn't be any more farther from the truth. But I think going forward, you don't want an old school guy. You don't want a guy that's going to rule with an iron fist and have these hard training camps. Now, you got to have a challenging, tough training camp, but you got to listen to your players as well. I feel like Byron Leftwich is that type of guy.
I want to stay on the context of Urban Meyer because I wonder with that so recent if Shad will go in a different way because of Urban, and I've got a couple more examples. Let's take a time out. We talk more about Byron Leftwich and why we think this, I mean, Austin likes him already, but on my list, he was like third. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, and he might be bumping up the ladder or at least inching closer to the other guys with experience. I still am a little nervous about a guy who hasn't done it. But Leftwich tops my list of first-time coaches for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll continue that conversation of why, because the evidence goes deeper. And hopefully Shad is digging into all this evidence. At least we can hope. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Check out Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 weekdays from 3 to 6 to get more moments like this.
Bill O'Brien would not have an opportunity to coach at any of the openings in the NFL right now. I don't think anybody's bringing Bill O'Brien in.
Not as a head
but
coach,
the Jaguars are going to be willing to bring Bill O'Brien in because he's one guy that would work with Trent Baalke. Do I have to keep repeating myself? If nobody else in the NFL wants these guys in that job, why do the Jacksonville Jaguars want these guys in those jobs?
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. Have you ever cooked a really fine gourmet meal? Yeah, me neither. But I'm told it all comes down to the ingredients. And when I need ingredients to improve my car, the place I go is eBay Motors. Whether you roasted your last transmission, graded your current floor mats, or pureed your side view mirror on a lamppost, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. And by the way, if you recently fired up your grill, don't worry, eBay Motors has grills too. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Is your job going nowhere? It's a new year. Time for a new career in IT. My Computer Career has slashed tuition. So what are you waiting for? Campuses are open. Attend in person or live online. Hands-on learning and lifetime career services help you succeed. And you could start your career in months, not years, even with no experience. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Hey, boss. Did you hear the latest about the ding-dong doorbell cameras?
Whoa. First of all, let me just say that as a crook, I'm a big fan of the ding-dong doorbell cameras.
Me too. It means no safe touch security.
Exactly. So what happened with our old buddies at Triple D?
So the ding-dong doorbell cameras rely on the internet, right? Well, the parent company just had their third outage in a month.
Doesn't that make the ding-dong doorbell camera useless or something?
Not just that. All kinds of apps in people's houses went haywire, websites were down. People are fed up.
It's one thing after another with that company. Spying on customers, selling personal information, sharing people's internet. Now this?
It's a head-scratcher, boss. If folks had safe-touch security, they wouldn't have to worry about any of that.
Which is another reason we have the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from safe-touch houses. Like Superman's kryptonite.
Receive free equipment and free installation with monitoring agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join the movement to end colon cancer. The annual March to Get Screened 5K is coming up on March 27th. All proceeds benefit the nonprofit Borland Groover Foundation to advance colon cancer research, provide free life-saving screenings, and financial assistance. More than 165,000 vouchers have been shared and countless lives saved due to the support of our community. Bring the family and join us March 27th. To register, donate, or more information, go to marchtogetscreened.com. That's marchtogetscreened.com.
There's a national shortage of cars right now, so your car might be worth more than you think. ACV Auctions will be on site Friday and Saturday, January 21st and 22nd at Mazda City of Orange Park. Drive in, get your vehicle inspected, and watch the live auction to see what dealers across the country will pay for your car. You can sell it on the spot or just find out what it's really worth. It's free, and there's no obligation to sell. See what your vehicle is really worth Friday and Saturday, January 21st and 22nd. Proudly hosted by Mazda City of Orange Park, 6916 Blanding Boulevard.
Tobacco-Free Florida knows how hard it is to quit nicotine, which is why we offer different quit options to choose from for free, like 24/7 quit coaches available over the phone and free 2-week starter kits of quit aids. We're even experimenting with 80s pop music.
I'm giving you up, giving you up, giving you up, I'm letting you never come back to smoke, I'll never come back to smoke, I'll never come back, I'm giving you up.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
Running a small business means just that, always running.
Whew, you're not kidding.
Which is why this holiday, while the other guys, not mentioning any names, are kicking it back, we'll be kicking it into gear by leaving our doors open for you. So whatever the ing you need this holiday, whether it's packing, shipping, or mailboxing, we'll be right here waiting.
Now that's an ing worth celebrating.
The UPS Store, every ing for small business, all in one place.
The UPS Store.
The UPS Store locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Join ESPN 690 on March 5th for the Gate River Run. Registration for the 15K, 5K for charity, Junior River Run, and the Brooks Rehabilitation Mile Challenge is now open at GateRiverRun.com. Training information is available on the website. See you at the starting line.
Dak, what do you think about the fans throwing beer balls on the field there at the very end? You see that? I think one of them even hit Tank Lawrence.
No, I didn't see that. It's sad. I mean, you're talking about a team, you're talking about men that come out each and every day of their lives and give everything to this sport, give everything to this game of football. Nobody wants to succeed more than we want to succeed. I understand fans and the word fan for fanatic. I get that. But to know everything that we put into this day in and day out, try our hardest. Nobody comes in the game wanting or expecting to lose. And for people to react that way when you're supposed to be a supporter and be with us through thick and thin, that's tough.
I think they were aiming at the referees.
Yeah, they were. Credit to them then.
That's not
Yeah.
They weren't doing it.
Oh, credit to them.
That was a really bad answer by Dak Prescott.
Oh, I thought it was funny, man.
Well, you can't sit there and say, hey, I can't believe fans would throw stuff at us, blah, 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 and then it's okay to throw it at the officials. I mean, that's a pretty...
I think he was kidding.
Did you see it?
Did I see what, the press conference?
Did you actually see it?
The press conference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't smile. He wasn't kidding.
Okay.
It wasn't even a smirk after that. Like, he was...
All right.
He was endorsing.
If Jerry Jones could do it over again, would he pay him?
Dak?
Yeah.
See,
yeah,
I think
I don't
so.
think he had a choice.
I don't think Dak's the problem.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I don't think Dak's the problem. Their offense.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing about the Cowboys is we still have it in our head that their offensive line's good. Their offensive line sucks. Like, their offensive line ends up in Dak's lap like 2 out of every 3 plays. And, by the way, this should be an indictment on Kellen Moore because they don't run the damn ball at all.
Yeah.
And on top of that, and I've said this way back now, the problem with the Cowboys is they have paid Zeke, and he's a star and he's a big name, but he's not the best back they have.
Yeah.
He's not good. Like, Zeke Elliott is just a guy. Like, take away Zeke Elliott's number and name, and he looks like the 4th running back for so many teams.
Yeah, but is Dak Prescott a top 3 quarterback in the NFL? Because he's getting paid like it.
He's getting paid like it, but
he's not. I mean, I don't think he is.
Well, he's not a top 3 guy. But
sure.
By the way, Lamar Jackson's going to get paid a crap load of money, too. It's the going rate.
Yeah, I mean, but is he worth the price tag? To answer Casey's question, I don't think so. Like, I wouldn't have paid Dak that much money, but in Jerry Jones' shoes, you had to, because if you didn't, then you're kind of setting a precedent to your team saying, well, I don't value Dak Prescott that much. So was it right to pay him that much money? Probably not. But I think Jerry Jones had zero, he had zero outcome. Like, you had to pay him.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. The worst signing was Zeke Elliott. And Jerry Jones did not want to pay him. And he was right. He was right about that. Yeah. He shouldn't have paid him. And he got forced into that. And, again, the current situation, players, I'm not sure there are many quarterbacks worth $40 million. But it's like when your guy comes up, are you going to get a new quarterback or are you going to keep the guy that you have that's pretty good? Mm-hmm. And I think Dak is a pretty damn good quarterback. And I still don't think he's the issue. Like, I actually think, heck, he made a hell of a play on the one throw down to the 5-yard line. Wilson couldn't gather himself. Mm-hmm. It was a hell of a play.
Yeah.
Like, he made the play in that situation that he had to make. And they just couldn't get the deal done, right? And then at the end is the end. So I tell you what, I think the way they set their offensive line up to pass protect every down is a problem in Dallas. Like, they need to run the ball more. And San Francisco said it going in, and they proved them right. They said, hey, defensively, if we don't have to worry about the run, we think we can match up well.
Yeah.
They didn't even make them think about the run. Mm-hmm. They really didn't. Even in the third quarter, they were down 16-7. All you got to do is score once in the third quarter, and it's a football game, and they didn't run. They were passing like it was 3 minutes to go in the game, down 2 scores.
Yeah.
So I think they set Dak up in a bad way. Sometimes now he's got a hell of a lot of weapons. Don't get me wrong. He's got a lot of weapons. But I think their play calling and their offensive line has taken a step back at times, and that's why you see their inconsistent play. When they're good, man, are they good. But they don't have that counterattack when the passing game isn't on fire. We'll be back. I want to talk more about Byron Leftwich, which was just a short little segment there, so we'll do that when we come back. More NFL playoff talk as well. The Icemen have a big one tonight as they continue to host the All-Star festivities for the ECHL. Big night here in Jacksonville when it comes to hockey, and cold enough for it. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
This message is sponsored by the Florida A&M University Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Now that medical marijuana is being used in Florida, you need information. Just log on to the Mary YouTube videocast to learn about medical marijuana use in Florida. We talk to doctors, nurses, pastors, pharmacists, legislators, and law enforcement officials to bring you the most up-to-date information about medical marijuana use in Florida. Subscribe and never miss an update.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Well, the holidays are behind us, and that means nothing but open road ahead. So make every mile this new year the best it can be in a new Toyota from Arlington Toyota. Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Tundra, Tacoma. Arlington Toyota's got 500 new Toyotas available and ready for wherever you want to go in 2022. Plus, every new car purchase from Arlington Toyota comes with a lifetime warranty and Arlington's 30-day exchange program. Where will your new Toyota take you in 2022? Find out and shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
In today's world, there's a lot of ways to know what's happening. At Action News Jax, we make sure our local stories have more detail, so you get every angle that impacts you. We dig for answers because you deserve the whole story. Taking time to provide context so you're clear on what's really going on. Because we know information is thrown at you 24/7. And we want you to know that Action News Jax is local coverage you can count on.
Voted best gift of the year for golfers by the ESPN 690 Golf Enthusiast Review Board. Want to make the golfer in your life love you even more? Order the 2022 ESPN Dream 18 card for just $69. Big discounts on golf all year. Golf courses are raising their rates with the recent boom. The Dream 18 card has even more value now. For less than dinner for two at your favorite upscale restaurant, you will receive tremendously discounted rounds at some of the area's best golf courses. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, the Yards added this year, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you'll receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker's Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Play 2 rounds of golf, and the card pays for itself. $69, that's it. Some of the proceeds go to the Dream 18 charity as well. Buy the card at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. Supplies are limited. Go to ActionSportsJaxDream18.com.
Are you looking for a venue to celebrate your special occasion that guests can't stop talking about? Call Riverside North Special Events and Banquet Hall. We specialize in anniversaries, weddings, birthday parties, corporate meetings, family reunions, fundraisers, graduations, and funerals. This unique, all-inclusive, full-service venue is the way to go. Call us today at 354-4162 and let us book your next event. All proceeds from bookings benefit the Clara White Mission.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Changing your oil. We've got what you need. Regular changes are the best way to keep your engine running smooth. We'll help you find the right oil for your make and model and everything to help you finish the job right, like drain pans, filters, and funnels. And we've got more ways to get it all fast, like our next day delivery and our free same-day pickup, in-store or curbside. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Joe, does it mean anything to you to get a playoff win in your first playoff start?
I mean, it's exciting, but this is expected. This isn't like the icing on top of the cake or anything. This is the cake, and so we're moving on.
Joe Burrow?
Gotta be.
He's playing out of his mind right now, huh?
Yeah, I'd say so. Shades, I mean, the shades can be better.
Maybe Casey should get him some shades.
Yeah.
Is that what swag is called? I mean, is that swag?
He's got plenty of swag.
See, that's the thing. Like, do they kind of look ridiculous? Yeah. But am I in a spot to say anything about it? Not really.
Yeah, he has so much swag he doesn't care.
That's a good point.
Somebody could have said, hey, the glasses, they're not working.
Yeah.
And what?
Yeah, and what are you going to do about it?
Next question.
Check the resume.
Yeah.
Check the QBR.
You saw what happened out there.
It's kind of what I do, too, but I don't have the swag. I just say that anyway.
Yeah.
No, the swag is negative when you put on those other glasses, I'll tell you what.
If it was a Madden rating?
I've been wearing the glass you got me all over.
Have you?
Yeah.
Any compliments?
No, I think I had one negative comment.
No way.
From who?
Oh, probably like somebody in the family.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
But I like it.
It's all that matters, Brent.
Like I said, I don't care.
Hey, the swag's up at least two.
Look good, feel good, play good. There we go. Shout out to Jerry Rice.
There you go.
Joe Burrow is on fire, right? I like the matchup. I mean, they go to Tennessee. They could easily end in the AFC Championship game.
Huh?
Here we go, sleeping on the Titans again.
Absolutely.
You know, how does this happen that the Titans go from plus 750 to plus 800? They didn't even play football. So now
the favorites won.
Now you could win $800, Brent.
I am not putting it on them.
Okay, I'm trying to help.
Early thoughts. Do you like them? You like the Titans to beat Cincy?
What's the news with Derrick Henry?
I think he's going to give it a go, but I think that could be problematic for them.
If he actually gives it a go?
Well, because I think it's a catchy situation.
Okay.
Like, you're going to want to feed him, right?
Sure.
But how rusty is he going to be? And so if you rely too much on Derek and that's your game plan, and he just doesn't have it because he hasn't played in a while, like that's a risk you run. And he is coming back a shade earlier than I think people expected.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Like if you fall into the trap of, okay, we're going to get him going, but he doesn't have the juice because he hasn't been playing in a while, like I wonder if it has a negative impact on their game plan.
What's going to happen, though? Either you force feed him the ball or you force feed Dante Foreman. Because, I mean, would he get like 20-something rushes against the Texans to try to secure the first place spot?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think regardless of who's in the backfield, they're going to try to run the ball and play like
That's
a physical
fair.
brand of football.
That's true.
Whether it's Dante Foreman, who can't say I know a lot about him, or Derrick Henry.
I would think, I mean, listen, Derek's a beast, so
Yes.
I got to believe he'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
But I tell you what now, that's a hard-nosed, tough Cincinnati defense at times. Not all the time. It can be, though. And so it might be a match that they don't mind playing that brand.
Yeah. Do you think – because I think here's the biggest thing. We've seen good Ryan Tannehill and we've seen Ryan Tannehill. You know, A.J. Brown's healthier again, so that makes you feel good. But I'm not crazy where if they can't run the ball, they're not going to win the game, right? No, I mean, that's a big caveat because Tennessee can run the ball better than maybe anybody.
Yeah.
You know, they're up there. But I'm just saying, if you want to rely on Ryan Tannehill, like, I guess my question is, can Ryan Tannehill will you to a Super Bowl?
No.
Okay. Casey?
Not the Ryan Tannehill
Obviously.
He can. Okay.
Wait, when you say they can't run the ball, Tannehill included? Because Tannehill can run.
Tannehill can run, but you know what I'm saying? Like if the ground game gets shut down and it's more shotgun, it's more spread it out and try to have Ryan Tannehill win you a game with his arm, can they do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm putting this out there right now.
Okay.
If you could take a vote from the Jacksonville Jaguars' current players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would they pick as their head coach?
Okay, say that one more time, please.
You take a vote of the 53 that finished the season.
Yeah.
Who would they pick as the next head coach? If you let them in the room, right?
Sure,
if you brought
sure.
them into the team meeting with all 8 interviews.
Yeah.
And 9 with Darryl Bevell. I keep excluding him. Sorry.
No, well, I mean, are we going to count Tim Tebow or not?
Is he
Does it have to be one of the 8 candidates? Because I got 2 for Dabo Sweeney.
I mean, and it's kind of a big two. It's really a big one.
Right.
I mean, that guy's calling the shots.
And he was sledding the other day.
Maybe Trevor Lawrence just goes, "Hey, shot. I'm gonna need Dabo here."
No, you can't add candidates.
Okay.
And no, Tebow's not in the room.
Okay. Oh, players getting his autograph. Supposedly.
Oh, I forgot to ask.
Can I erase that off the board now?
No, I'll text.
No, that's still an ongoing
You'll
bet.
text.
I'll text him and ask him.
Brent needs a dub.
No, I forgot to ask him. So
You're text Tim Tebow?
No, text Jihad and ask him.
Okay.
I mean, You want me to text Tebow and ask him?
Yeah, you can text Tebow and ask him. Yeah, go and text Tebow and ask him. Because I feel like Jihad's going to make some kind of, like, it would be a funny comment, and we can't take it seriously.
Well, that's a fair point.
Yeah. I don't trust Jihad more than I said it.
Actually, that would be better. That might play better to you or you winning the bet. I might not want to text Jihad.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
All right. So my point here is, I think if the players had all 8 candidates that we know of reported, and again 9 if you add Bevel in the room, I think actually Leftwich would be the guy.
Yeah.
I do think, like, to your point, and by the way, the incentives thing was a little blown out of proportion to me. I understand what you're saying, though. But listen, Bevel did that, too. They were well aware of, Marvin Jones and others. I bet there are more people that do it. I think that story just kind of got legs given the situation.
But do you think Bevel went around the room and asked every single guy?
I don't know.
Okay, who knows? Okay.
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I don't. I just think I'm not picking my coach in Byron Leftwich because of that. I know it says something.
No, but yeah, to me it says you're a player's coach.
Yeah. I think he would have the respect of the room. It's not necessarily the player's coach in my estimation, as much as it is who will they respect to the point where you can get feedback. I love, there's a quote somewhere, I think it was a New York Times article on Leftwich. There was this quote that said, listen, if I just run what I want to run, then it ain't going to work. Like, I got to run what's good. Like, we got to have talks and feedback and conversations. And, man, all I did was think about like, what some of the Jags folks have been saying, the players have been saying, like, we really didn't have any input. It was like, call this play and go, and I'm like, okay, well, that says a lot. So I'm thinking back a lot on, like, how this year went. And I wonder if Shad does, too, if he either reads some of this stuff, asks these questions, or if it comes out. By the way, did you know Byron Leftwich played for the Atlanta Falcons in that Petrino season? Thought that was a weird irony.
Yeah.
With all the stuff that just happened with Urban Meyer. And most people, if you read up on Byron Leftwich, you say, and he says it, it's like, I'm a straight shooter. Like, I'm going to just say it how it is. And now you think about that dynamic versus what we just experienced in Jacksonville, where, hey, coach, why isn't James Robinson playing? Well, he's hurt. Got to ask Bernie Parmalee. This five press conferences later, he gets to, well, if you're not going to hang on the ball, we're going to bench him.
But keep in mind, he was a straight shooter in the season, like in the preseason.
He was.
I mean, and we celebrated that.
He was a straight
shooter. He was very transparent.
He was a straight shooter, at least for us, we thought, right?
Sure.
We did celebrate that, and then something went awry once they went to the season. And that happens, by the way. Sometimes some players, some guys, some coaches, some staffs, some buildings are different in January through August than they are when the bullets start flying in September.
Sure.
And I think we saw that with Urban. He wasn't consistent, no doubt. And I think the Ohio thing had a lot to do with that, by the way. And that's where they lost respect for him anyhow in how he handled it. Not actually what went on, but how he handled that situation. So I just look at Leftwich and I see all these reasons. I'm like, I can play off what they just experienced. And by the way, I'll take it a step further with the culture part. It wasn't just Urban. The culture around here hasn't been great for the last few years. There's been stuff. You can go back to the Minshew situation, you can go back to the end of the Coughlin situation, the NFLPA stuff. Like, the culture has been a problem in Jacksonville. And so I really think Leftwich can help that out. I think at the very root of it, by the way, I think Jim Caldwell will really help that out. I know that things didn't end well in Philadelphia, but I talked to somebody else today that told me how good a guy Peterson is, and I feel more comfortable about Peterson every time I talk to somebody about him, that I don't think it's going to be dysfunctional. Now, a big part of this to me is I think you do have to get Balky out of the building, and I don't know if he's the kingpin of dysfunction. I don't want to label him that way. I think it's unfair to him, but I do think he's been a part of dysfunction, and I don't want to even wrestle with that. I just don't want it around. And so I think I really think Leftwich can do a couple things culture-wise, and I think the respect of the players would really be there for Byron, maybe more so than anybody. I think they would respect Jim Caldwell, but let me play you this back from Shaq Griffin from Monday night's Jags Report Live a week ago, and listen to what he said when we asked him about who he's looking for and what he's looking for in a new coach. And I think this speaks more to a guy like Leftwich than, with all due respect, to a guy like Caldwell.
I feel like I don't definitely have some conversations on, what we feel like we should look for. And I feel like we need something that's more player-oriented. Some coaches are going to listen to what the players have to say. Someone maybe a little younger, doesn't even matter. But someone that's going to listen to what the players have to say. Because I feel like if we're going to build a team, the players got to be in halfway as well. It's going to take everybody to do it. So we need someone that's going to be able to relate to the guys.
And in that conversation, he kind of did hint maybe a younger guy. He said that a couple of times. I don't think we heard it as much right there, but I really do. I'm telling you, now I'm getting a little hot and heavy, probably a little too much so on the Leftwich front. But maybe I'd be bad at this job of picking a coach because I could talk myself into probably a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't do a lot of. You know what Caldwell is, you know what Peterson is. You kind of look at them from the periphery and the outside looking into what they might have. And then it starts getting a little closer and you start looking into more and more. Like what hometown am I going to go to, and do the story on,
Oh, yeah.
So
Jinx.
When I start doing that, I just really, I really drove Leftwich up my board as I listened to him over the years in interviews, read stuff on him, saw what he's all about. Man, more and more, I just like him in Jacksonville. I think it could be a great fit.
Do you just want to go to Washington, D.C. and go to his hometown or what?
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, you want to try to go to Wisconsin to see where Caldwell's from?
D.C.'s a nice place, I've heard.
Yeah, I don't really have. I think I'd rather go to Wisconsin. I've been to D.C.
No, you're good. Trust me. Go to D.C. Go to D.C.
Is that a tough spot? Bad spot.
Where Caldwell's from?
Yeah.
A bad spot. There's just a lot more to do in D.C. than where he's from.
Oh.
Probably get better live shots in D.C.
Yeah.
Might have to do live shots for the actual news, though.
Yeah, that's going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's my half-hour TED Talk on Leftwich.
I like it. Yeah, I just think, echoing what Shaq said, they want someone that can relate to the players. I don't think necessarily that Caldwell can't relate to the players. I think coming up as a quarterback's coach and helping out Peyton Manning, I think Caldwell can definitely do that, and I still think Caldwell's a player's coach as well. But I think in terms of having been a former player himself, having been in different regimes, good and maybe not so good, he knows what it looks like. He knows what it feels like, and he knows, I think, how to get the best out of his guys and treat them with respect. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think in terms of the candidates right now, in terms of, once again, I think relating to the players is huge right now with Shad Khan. I think nobody does that a better job than that, at least from what we've seen the past couple years, because, once again, Caldwell's been out of the game for a couple years. I think it is going to be Byron Leftwich.
I got one other feeling that I thought about, and I wonder if you guys feel the same way. And you don't have to, by the way. It's okay. Might be dangerous to think the way I think sometimes. Definitely dangerous to tweet the way I tweet sometimes. But my feeling this weekend is now if the Jaguars don't get Jim Caldwell, Doug Peterson, or Byron Leftwich, I feel like they failed the process. Is that too dramatic?
Yeah, because 2 weeks ago, we weren't really talking about Byron Leftwich at all. It was all about Jim Caldwell and Doug Peterson.
Well, and I'm staying consistent there. I think those two guys are easy. I think you could have interviewed just those two and hired one of them and done okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still intrigued by Dabble. What or Dable, whatever. Is Dabble or Dable? Do we know?
I think it's Dable.
Dable.
And let's just say Dable because Dabble sounds a lot like Dabo.
Dabo?
And so it's confusing.
So we'll say Dable. Dable still kind of intrigues me a little bit. Bieniemy is still a guy that intrigues, but I guess he can't interview worth a darn from what everyone's saying, so I don't know. But, honestly, yeah, you might miss out on your guy, but once again, how appealing is this Jaguars job?
Very appealing.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It's very appealing with a caveat, as long as you can say, hey, I don't want Trent Baalke around.
Okay.
Which I believe is going to be the case.
Okay.
I know some people differ on that, and I listen. Even if Shad, at the moment, is sticking by Baalke and has a feeling that Baalke could work out, which, by the way, the actions say that.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't believe that is going to happen because I think he's going to ask, let's just say it's one of these three gentlemen, Caldwell, Peterson, Leftwich, and they're going to say, yeah, listen, he's fine, but I think we can do better. And I think if we want to get to the mountaintop, I think I can work with this guy or that guy, and I think we got to be hand in hand. I don't want to be just forced to work with somebody that has had some issues working with people in the past.
Yeah.
And so, and my point to that is, listen, Urban Meyer talked Shad Khan into a lot of stuff. All right? So the next head coach that he offers the job to?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think persuading Shad to get what you want when you're in the position of being hired as the head coach is the most difficult thing in the world.
No, for sure. But, I guess what I'm trying to say is in terms of, all right, is it out of the foreseeable future that we can see maybe Leftwich goes to Denver? Maybe Peterson goes to New York? Maybe Caldwell doesn't even come out, or maybe Caldwell goes to Minnesota. Is that out of the realm of possibility of that actually happening?
No.
But then how?
That's got to be a failure.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then if that's the case, though, then how reliable is this job? How sought after is this Jaguars job if you lose your top 3 candidates?
Well, I think it's a very difficult decision. By the way, is Leftwich going anywhere else? Is he interviewed anywhere else?
I think he has.
Did he have a Zoom with somebody? I forget.
I think it was Chicago,
there's
wasn't
so
it?
many jobs and so many candidates. It's it was Chicago?
Might
be
have
right.
been. I mean, I have
no.
Right.
But anyway, it's not like he's on 8 teams' radar, right? Hackett's got 4 interviews, I think, lined up. Peterson has had a bunch of them. I mean, Peterson probably forgets what he ate at dinner that night with the Jags. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
So here's
the Bears.
It's the Bears. Here's what I would be afraid of if I'm the Jags is that I'm vetting this out so long that a guy like Peterson, if I do have him in my top 2 or top 3, and I might offer him the job, says, listen, I don't want to wait around.
Yeah.
But again, I do think I will say this, I think there's an underbelly in that world that kind of knows where the dominoes are going to fall, right? The chess pieces are on the board, and there are people inside the business. I've told you this story before. It was somebody that told me 2 weeks before the Coughlin-Marone thing, and I was like, I don't believe you.
Sure.
And they were right. They didn't nail it to a T, but it was really close. And so that was floating around there. My point being, I think some of the people in NFL circles kind of have a good feel of all right, here's what's going to happen. McCarthy's going to get fired. Dan Quinn's going to get that job, not Kellen Moore. And that takes both those guys off because they're going to give him a bump, and he's going to be assistant head coach. It's going to be Quinn and Kellen Moore going forward. That takes them off the board. So now what does Denver do? And, who's Minnesota? Who are they going at? All that stuff. Florida's going to Houston. They've already painted that picture.
Yeah, well, but Mayo's the favorite.
Well, I know. I'm just being. This is totally hypothetical.
I got you.
And so that's my point. I think people know where it's going, and so that's why nobody's hustling and getting to the altar with their pick.
Okay.
Why isn't it happening? I mean, but I do feel like in all that, perception sometimes matters, and I think this is a good job. But to your point, if you don't get Peterson, Caldwell, Leftwich, in my estimation, is how I feel on a Monday, and your job was really the first open, if we dismiss what the Raiders, because they were right in the middle of the playoffs, and they might not even make a move, well, then it does feel like you failed.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of those 3 guys, if not 2 of those 3 guys, if not all 3 of those guys, had to be in your top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one thing that's a little bit scary, I think, for the Jags in that sense.
Yeah, it's just, to me, it comes down to how appealing is the job.
And how long do you want to wait, though? I guess that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
If I'm Peterson and I'm like, hey, listen, they might. If I'm listening to ESPN 690, the Jags might be hot on Leftwich, right? And so maybe, listen, I get this offer from Minnesota. Even though I like the Jags, I'd love to stay in Florida. My golf game's down to a 3 handicap. All this stuff, I can work with Trevor Lawrence. Maybe I'll jump at Minnesota.
But, I mean, if you're Peterson or you're his agent, you have an idea if you have the job or not. Yeah. So
that's what I was trying to get at. I think they know, and that's why nobody's rushing to anything, because they kind of have a feel.
Apparently, Vikings Twitter is very upset they are not interviewing Byron Leftwich.
Oh, are they?
I just found that after a quick Twitter search. Yeah, there's a bunch of different people that are very upset he's not getting an interview in Minnesota.
I'm actually a little surprised with the Minnesota gig that it's not being talked about and coveted and heralded as it is. Don't we all agree Minnesota is a great place to go win, right?
Unless Minnesota already has a plan in place. because Mike Zimmer was kind of a surprising fire in the first. I mean, surprising to some. I figured he was going to get fired because their defense sucked.
Yeah.
But also, I think that if you fire a guy like that and you wait till the time that you did, I think there's already a plan in place. So I'm not sure like who's interviewed for the Minnesota job, but I'm sure they already got their guy.
They're also in cap trouble a little bit.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
it's not. Salary cap's not real though, Casey. It's all right.
And didn't they bring both the Buffalo guys in, or went to the Buffalo like Frazier? Well, Frazier was in Minnesota anyway, right? As a DC years ago, and Daboll again. So what's really bad. It has been interesting, Daboll, because he's got hot in the last few weeks.
Yeah,
it's amazing how that temperature changes because it was a little stuck.
Yeah.
Like their offense was just okay. It was kind of inconsistent. Now in the last few weeks, you go kick the Patriots' butt, whoever else they beat. I don't know if it was like the Jets or somebody, maybe Miami. I don't know who it was. And then like that performance, now Daboll is hot again.
Yeah.
And again, you can't dismiss what he did, what it's done with Josh Allen. And what he's done with Josh Allen has been absolutely terrific. I want to sneak South Beach Gary in real quick before we hit a break. Let's do it here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Happy Monday.
Hey, guys. You remember Friday I said the game to watch was Dak Prescott, and I disagree with you, Brent. I think Austin's right for a change. I wouldn't have given him $40 million either. To me, a $40 million quarterback in Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady can put a team on his back. I don't think they'll ever win a championship with Dak Prescott as the quarterback. I mean, you were talking about the offensive line, Brent. I also saw him happy feet where he had more time than Prescott thought he did. He got happy feet back there. He missed receivers that were open. He's just too inconsistent for me. And I believe, lastly, he's going to be fined by Roger Goodell for that comment about the officials, because you guys know how coveted Roger Goodell was to protect the shield. You know, he destroyed the videotape with the Patriots. Dak Prescott's going to get a fine for that comment about the officials. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Meanwhile, those are allegations by South Beach Gary, not me. Secondly, Austin, while you are dismissing his takes of being right or wrong, but this time finally right, which I agree with, he is scouring his Will Fuller set of cards.
Listen, I haven't had too many Dolphins takes the past year. You know, they were up and down. But the one Dolphins take that I did have, and we can go back and check the tape if you want. We can go ask the auditor if you want, because he's got the receipts. I said, hey, South Beach Gary, don't bring in Will Fuller, man. It's going to be a mistake. He's going to get hurt, and then you're going to be left without a paycheck going to somebody else. And lo and behold, do my ears deceive me? Case, what was the numbers again? 4 catches for 1 point something million per catch, something like that?
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah, something like that.
Guy knows his value. I mean, value per catch is damn good.
So South Beach Gary, I mean, if you want some of my Dolphins takes, I can give them to you. I just, average team. Got beat by the Jaguars, by the way.
So did the Bills.
Embarrassing. So how does that happen, right?
I don't know.
How do the Bills get beat by the Jaguars and now they're putting up almost 50 against the Patriots?
50 on the Patriots, 6 on the Jags.
Yeah, they do have to be a little bit careful. The same thing that happened to the Cowboys is their inability or unwillingness to run the football in Buffalo. Does it catch up to them?
Oh, they're running the football now? Singletary's having a resurgence. Relax.
Did you hear about that? Like on the broadcast, they said he said he didn't have a trainer the first year or something. What?
I mean, listen.
He got a trainer and got good. Like, is that breaking news? You got to practice?
You got to get in good shape?
Yep.
I guess.
I thought it was like a person, like a trainer on the off season. I thought that's what they alluded to.
Well, yeah, but I kind of thought everybody did that. He pretty much said.
Well, some guys kind of go on their own and do whatever.
If you had signed a big contract
from Florida Atlantic, though, wouldn't you have got a trainer to get up to date?
Yes, sir. I mean, hey, I'm not saying you shouldn't have. I'm just saying I think it's what they meant.
I think you should have been breaking
news.
I think
if you're coming from FAU, especially, but really anywhere, you think the team has everything you need, right? Mm-hmm. And so you're not. I think they learn in the offseason who to be around, and sometimes you pick the wrong guy first. If you had got a big contract, like if I had a big contract in the NFL, would you get a chef?
No.
I got a lot of other things.
No,
first.
as a defensive lineman, no.
I don't know, man. I've talked to a lot of big defensive linemen turn vegan and everything.
Yeah, that's something. I turn him vegan. I don't care if TJ Watt is like the biggest vegan ever. I don't care how many sacks are getting a year. I'm not going vegan.
Nah, bro, he's eating Subway.
I'm just gonna ride the. So is Trevor Lawrence. How'd that work out for him this year?
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. That's Austin Lane.
I wasn't lying.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Today will stay breezy and become sunny with temperatures staying cool in the mid to upper 50s. An inland frost and freeze expected tonight with temperatures falling into the low 30s with mostly clear skies and calm winds. Tuesday staying sunny and cool with temperatures at about 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Alyssa Pedjick, and that's your Action News Jax First Alert forecast.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Get the guaranteed lowest price at the only locally owned diamond store in the St. John's Town Center.
If you've been involved in a slip and fall accident and are not sure what to do, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville. Grammy Award winner Alan Parsons Live Project, Thursday, January 27th at the Florida Theater. With special guest Carl Palmer. Voted world's top 10 drummer by Rolling Stone magazine, performing the music of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Don't miss Alan Parsons Live Project with special guest Carl Palmer at the Florida Theater, Thursday, January 27th. Tickets on sale now at floridatheater.com.
Been thinking about selling your car? Think you can get more selling it on your own? Selling it on your own can be a big hassle, not to mention it can be scary too. Find out what your vehicle is really worth with the coolest technology available. ACV Auctions will be in Jacksonville Friday and Saturday, January 21st and 22nd. Watch as hundreds of auto dealers bid on it in a live auction setting. You can sell it on the spot or just find out what it's worth. It's that easy and it's free. Proudly hosted by Mazda City of Orange Park at 6916 Blanding Boulevard.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Hello, this is the Crooks Are Us Tips line with an urgent announcement regarding Safe Touch security.
As a crook, by now you surely know the Crooks Are Us golden rule: stay away from Safe Touch houses.
But we just received word that may not be enough now.
Wait till you hear this.
Credible reports have surfaced that Safe Touch security cameras captured one of our associates in the act of breaking into a house. Only the camera was from a neighbor's house across the street.
That is so not fair.
And what this means is it's not enough to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Now we gotta stay way away from Safe Touch houses.
Boss, does that mean we gotta change the Crooks Are Us golden rule?
No, just remember the sentiment.
Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Correct. Be safe, fellow crooks. Safe Touch is everywhere.
Receive free equipment and free installation with monitoring agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Tobacco-Free Florida has many free ways to help you quit nicotine. From free 2-week starter kits of quit aids to free cessation services like Phone Quit and Group Quit. We're even trying out new motivational tactics.
You're the greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter of all.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
The Tom Coughlin J Fund Wine Tasting Gala is back. Thursday, March 3rd, join Coach Coughlin on the scenic downtown riverfront for culinary delights from 35 of Jacksonville's best restaurants and hundreds of the world's most renowned wines. Go to tcjfund.org/wine.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
Hey, Carrie, we need that tax report by tomorrow. Hey, Bobby, give me that expenses.
For Hari's accounting firm, client growth is
I know
exponential.
we're a couple of accountants short.
He needs whip-smart accountants at whiplash speed.
Hey, so why aren't these receivables matching up?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's to a new you in 2022. Cora Physical Therapy has opened 2 new state-of-the-art clinics in Kingsland and Brunswick. That means you have 17 clinics to choose from in the Jacksonville region. At Cora, you get access to licensed, passionate clinicians, only the most innovative equipment, and life-changing therapies. We do getting better, and faster. Call today for a free screening. Same-day appointments available. This new year, start to feel like the old you again. CoraPhysicalTherapy.com, treating everyone right.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
I have no problem with the call. We call the situation a church clock situation. This is something we practice every Friday and Saturday. So, we're trying to get inside the 20-yard line. We want the last play to come down to, it would have been some form of 5 vertical pass concept. So we had 2 set, based on which, where we were going to be, in the final yardage here. So, based on, being that tight, 14 seconds, we should clearly get the ball spiked there. And, I haven't seen the replay. I'm sure you have. But I'm surprised. I was shocked as anybody on offense that we didn't get to that last play.
That's Mike McCarthy, and he shouldn't be shocked, and it's not clear that you should get it in. Just because you practiced it on a Saturday afternoon inside the Star doesn't mean it happens on a game day. And speaking of, Dallas, what the hell? Why can't you catch a pass at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of the field without getting the sun in your eyes? What are we doing
I
there?
couldn't figure. Does that always happen there?
Like you always see the
That's horrible.
Like I think the shade and everything else is one thing.
Sure.
I mean, listen, I caught Kaylee this morning.
Yeah.
And
This doesn't sound good.
And it was shade.
Yeah.
No, it went
Oh,
shade,
you
sun,
caught-
shade, sun.
Yeah.
Like where she was throwing.
Yep.
At a lesson.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna get hit in the face. Like I should have put a helmet on. I mean, or a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like even the shadows, we see this in baseball all the time, right? The shadows really impact like hitters and stuff like that. Well, I know the ball's a little bit different in football and not going 92 miles an hour or 98 miles an hour. But the point of it is the shadows already that shine through some of these stadiums, I think are already problematic for some, like maybe on a punt return or something else.
Yeah.
But that.
Oh, yeah, that was ridiculous.
I mean, I don't watch every Cowboys game, so I don't know if that happens. But that was a huge play at the time, too. Like, they would have had a first down or close to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like maybe it was a second down play toward the end of the half, but they were close to the sticks. I mean, golly, that's how bad it is in Dallas. They build like the biggest and baddest place. And the
I know,
sun
Jay.
beats them.
Figure it out.
Preaching to the choir, I had him in DFS. Catch the football.
Oh.
That's at least 2 points.
I'll tell you the other thing about it is I'm not sure the smartest thing to do there is duck out of the way with the defender probably being able to get it right behind you. Did you see that? He kind of ducked out of the way. At least let it hit it in the face or something.
Yeah. I just felt bad for I felt bad for a lot of people that Dallas game, but like the production team, the camera crews.
Yeah. Well, that's the worst. That's hard.
For an instant. Yeah, man. Come on, Jerry.
But they showed that one angle. It's like, holy cow, it was really bright.
Yeah.
Also, what's the deal with the punts? Do they hit the scoreboard often?
Yeah, that happens on occasion for sure.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Play it as it lies, man.
Yeah, I didn't get why did they get to punt?
No, I think that's part of it's like there's no different than if you go to Tropicana Field and you set the ground rules. That's why they go out to home plate.
Well, yeah.
So the ground rules at that stadium, essentially, even in football, although we don't really think of this very often, is if it hits that thing, it's a do-over.
It just seems dumb all the way around.
Well, what?
Build the stadium the other direction and
put it higher.
Put it higher or smaller.
Yeah, the whole thing. It certainly brought the way they constructed that thing into play, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it would have been Podlish back when we played in Dallas. He was trying to hit it.
He was trying to hit it. Yeah.
And I was just kind of sitting there watching, like, man, if I had a PlayStation hooked up to that bad boy. Because, I mean, like, at the time, it was amazing to see. I mean, now you have, like, Jacksonville stuff and everything, but, like seeing it in person for the first time,
pretty amazing.
It's insane.
The crazy thing about that is you go spend, in Dallas, you probably spend $150 a ticket, and you watch the game on the screen. Like, your eyes go to the screen because of the way that, depending on where you're sitting, but a lot of places where you're sitting, because it's so big. And it's eye level with you. If you're in, like, the 200 section, it's eye level with you, so you're going to look that. Instead, you forget to look down on the field.
What does LA have? Don't they have, like, a circular? Is it
they
like
have a circular one, like Atlanta.
Yeah,
so
cool.
it's all the way around?
But it also went, like, in for part of it. Like, one part, it gets thicker.
Okay.
It's like a single wing thing around, if you will, and then like it gets thicker on like the sides where the people are. It's really cool. And it's inside and out. Like if you're on the field, you can look up and see it as well.
So is it like two separate screens? You know, okay, so like Dallas, it's huge.
Yeah.
But so one side's the screen playing whatever, and the other side's the screen as well. Is it like just one whole screen? I'm so confused with the LA.
The Dallas one or LA?
No, the LA side.
No, the LA is like a ribbon.
Okay.
They have a ribbon that goes all the way around on it. And then
it's not like one huge board.
So I'm saying, like, how many separate video boards is the ribbon then? Is it two? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I do know what you're saying. Let me check. I got pictures.
Cool. It's super cool.
When were we there?
December. Early December.
Okay, so.
Yep.
So there's a look at the ribbon.
Sure.
So you're asking what?
How many separate screens is that ribbon?
Is that me?
That's you.
Good to see Casey. Not getting my question.
How many separate screens is the ribbon?
For instance, like in Dallas, there's two screens. You know, like on each side.
Oh yeah, it's just an internal screen. You don't see that. See how high it is up? So I don't think you see it.
So like I'm saying, if the game was playing on those screens, how many separate screens was showing the game, or is it just one thing?
I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying. I see what you're asking. This is good radio right here.
Well, yeah, I thought it was a simple question.
So the outside,
okay.
like I'm looking.
Well, look here's a better shot of it. Look at before the game started, they were showing all the NFL games.
That's cool.
All right, so that's what they can do. Yes. But I would say they have
so it's like
down and distance and other stuff. So there's probably like 3 screens on each side. And then one in the end zones, and then another 3.
That's exactly right. Because I'm looking at it, like, because I took a picture when the game was over. So there's where all that would be, and then it's like 3 on each side, but there's really 6 because the ones in the it's like game, down and distance, game, like you know what I'm saying there.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's like 6 on each side, and then like 3 in the end zones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we got there.
Well,
took us a little bit.
And then there's also on the inside.
What do you want me to say? How many separate screens are showing the game? I don't know how I can make it. We're not playing like a taboo game here.
I understand what
I missed that game with the buzzer.
So
taboo's good.
It's actually like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's like 18 times 2 because then you have the inside ring.
Yeah. There's an inside ring.
So the inside and the outside rings are playing the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're like in the first bowl, you can like look up, but not directly up, so you can see it on the inside ring.
And that's one of the cool things. Like, yeah, they have a little bit of this. I was showing Ty at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
They do that as well because, like, if you're close to the floor, like you can't see the video board unless you look like inside the video board.
Right.
And so there's a screen that plays. It's not that big.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty wild. I get it though. We figured this out.
Now, be honest. Did you guys actually go to the game, or did you use Vivid Seats and you couldn't get in?
You just saw my picture. I was there.
Well, Photoshop is you doing a crazy thing with Photoshop. Did you guys actually go to the game?
And no, those tickets I bought at the box office. That day.
Making sure.
I mean, I didn't buy my
tickets. It took us a long time to get to that answer. Okay.
I'm not good at this game. I don't inspect the stadiums. Isn't it very similar? Have you been to Atlanta?
Yes.
Isn't it?
I've never been inside it.
You didn't?
No, I was staying up for the Super Bowl. I didn't go to the game.
I went when the Jags were there last.
It's very similar to Atlanta's the way they did it.
It's in ring and then out ring. Yeah, same thing. I think the LA one was bigger though. I think
you're right.
Yeah.
So I do. I'm like I'm terrible at this. Like I'll flip on TV like at midnight.
Yeah.
You know, on whatever it was, Saturday.
Yep.
After the games, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm not tired. And so I start watching, and I flip through like those 500 like HBO channels or whatever.
Sure, man.
And I thought, by the way, we didn't have it anymore, but I guess we still have it. And
could be a free weekend.
So I start like watching this. I don't even know
check the bill.
I don't even know what it is.
Okay.
Like, I'm not sure what the movie is.
Okay.
And so I'm like watching it for a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm getting into this a bit. Like I can watch it. I'm flipping around. There's nothing else good on.
All right. I mean, can you describe what's happening so I can guess what it is?
It was like it was basically a drug deal gone bad scene in the desert, like
it's Breaking Bad.
Hey, you watching Breaking Bad?
No, it wasn't. It was actually in Texas. I think it was Texas.
Oh, Sicario?
No, you're never gonna know this film. And then Tommy Lee Jones was in it. And
oh, dude, No Country for Old Men.
Yes.
Hey, I'm never gonna know it.
Is that a popular movie?
I'm done.
Yeah, it's popular.
Why is that popular?
I'm so done.
Why is that popular?
Because it won Best Picture, so yeah, pretty popular, man. It won an Oscar.
Of course it did.
Javier Bardem won Best Supporting Actor.
Of course, because most of those movies that win like Oscars and stuff are like, what the hell is this?
We had Josh Scobie talking on the when he called on the show one time talking about that movie.
Yeah, I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big movie. Anyways, Coen Brothers. Go ahead.
Okay, so I missed the early stage, like the first, I would say, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So I get into So I get to the scene where basically everybody, like he finds everybody dead and all you missed
the
drugs in the back and the money, right?
So all you missed was Tommy Lee Jones saying how he's getting old to his wife. That's all you missed for the first 20 minutes.
Is that it?
So you came in the perfect time.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, I did. So I'm watching it. I'm like, all right, I kind of know how this is going to end.
Okay, so you've seen it,
was
right?
intense.
Oh, you think you know how it's going to end, don't you?
Right?
Okay, go on.
And so I'm like, all right, that's going to. So then I will wait. The thing gets over at 1:55 in the morning.
Sure.
Right? And I wait, and I'm like, that's it?
Left to interpretation.
Like, that's how it ended?
Left to interpretation.
I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Left to interpretation.
And so,
what do you want?
First time I've ever watched a movie, and then I had to Google what the hell just happened.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what did I miss?
Hey. But here's how, no disrespect to you, but here's how out of touch Brent Martineau is. He goes, so I was watching this movie. It was like some kind of indie art house film. You probably never heard of it before. Tommy Lee Jones is in it. No Country for Old Men. Oh, really? You mean the best movie of the year according to the Oscars?
Yeah, but the Oscars always have like these movies that are like,
yeah,
really?
but they, I mean.
It's true though, right?
Come on.
I mean, the Oscar movies, like when you watch the Oscars and they're like Best Picture, like I've never heard of that.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And so now I go back and I research and I'm looking up. I'm like, because you know when.
What are you confused about?
Well, because when they go to the morgue, I wasn't sure that he had died.
Oh.
No, like I don't know because no. They never show him dying, and so the next scene they show the wife. Was it the wife or girlfriend? They go to the mom's funeral.
Spoiler alert, by the way. Josh Brolin. Which one are we talking about? Which guy? Not Tommy Lee Jones.
No, not Tommy Lee Jones.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so then the next she's at her mom's funeral.
Yes.
And so I'm like, well, maybe the mom died.
No.
And so then the guy's coming back to rescue her at the end.
Yeah.
No. If you haven't seen this movie, I just spoiled it, but I don't care.
It's been out for like 12 years. We're fine.
Is it that old?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, Brent.
How old was Tommy Lee Jones in the movie? About as old as he is now? Or?
He always looks like he's like 80.
Yeah.
That's fair. How about Brolin, though? That would have been the giveaway.
The movie came out in 2007, by the way.
Yeah. It was good.
You think?
It was good, but I was like, what the hell is this ending?
What do you want me to tell you? It's such a good movie, yeah.
Did you have to go Google it like I did after you watched it?
Nah, man, I'm good. I knew what happened.
It does make you think in hindsight.
Man, it makes you think what happened.
Yeah.
Also, sequel.
Well, that's what I thought.
So did I.
Right.
But they never had it.
And never
kind of stunk.
I thought for sure it was going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't know it was done in 2007.
Is there anything more intimidating as a gangster holding a shotgun with a silencer on it? I don't know that was even possible.
Not only that, but somebody looks like he could have been like in the Beatles.
Yeah, with the bowl cut. Yeah, that dude. Javier Bardem, that put him on the map.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, it was good in a lot of levels, but it was
in
also
James Bond. You ever see James Bond?
Which one?
All any of them with him in it? Javier Bardem's in Skyfall.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I've seen Skyfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how bad I am at this
You're all right,
movie
man.
game.
If the sequel would have came on right after the credits rolled to the first one, would you have stayed up?
Yeah.
Oh, you were all in, huh?
I was all in. I actually rewinded And it was like, I was like, did I miss something here? Like, I couldn't believe they went to the credits.
Oh, dude, I'm going to give you a list of movies you got to check out. Saving Private Ryan.
I've seen that.
Oh, have you? Jurassic Park. They're the original.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. Dude, you got to watch There Will Be Blood.
I never heard of it.
I told you, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Stop not taking my advice.
We should have recognized him on Friday.
Yes.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690s.
Mike Greenberg is Greeny.
Did anyone watch football last year and think, you know what, I think there's just too much taunting going on? These guys seem to be too excited when they make big plays, and every now and again, it seems to be in the face of their opponent. This does not have any impact on the competition of the game until you choose to make it so. And what I'm suggesting is don't choose that. Don't choose that.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And watch exclusively on ESPN+.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Start your new year in a like-new car from the pre-owned experts at Arlington Toyota. Arlington Pre-Owned has over 300 used available. All makes, all models. Some even same model year. You've got to see it. And when it comes to buying with confidence, just leave it to my friends at Arlington. Their 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. That's 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it. Add some major excitement to your new year and an amazing new ride from Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. In person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit nationalguard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Florida Army National Guard. Aired by the Florida Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Though no longer little, teens still need a lot of love. Yet teens in foster care have a harder time finding it, as 82% of foster families are home to kids 12 or younger. You can positively impact a teen's life as a foster parent. With help from Family Support Services of North Florida, you provide patience, love, and understanding, and Family Support Services will offer specialized training, resources, and a community of support. Take the next step at foster-now.org. That's foster-now.org.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Watching TaxSlayer calculate your refund feels like climbing to the apex of a roller coaster.
Here we go!
And flying down the tracks. At maximum refund speed. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment on Action Sports Jax, Hockey Talk, where Brent Martineau guesses a random hockey soundbite. Now here's your host, Casey Kurtz. Thank you, Casey. And Brent Martineau is excited. We heard him say, great.
I thought we do this on Tuesdays.
We do, but it's a special ECHL All-Star Game edition of Hockey Talk.
Can we do this for movies?
That's in the works, Brent. How are you feeling on your chances?
Not very good after that last segment, first of all. And, I just told Casey, I'm like, Casey, I don't watch movies. He's like, I don't either. He's like, but you've never seen Deadpool? I'm like, Deadpool. Casey, you have no idea. Like, I don't watch movies. Yeah. Like, he doesn't get it yet, is my point. He doesn't understand the scope of this.
I'm just happy that you watched No Country for Old Men. Like that.
And now I'm happy that I watched something that was supposed to be good.
Yeah. I mean, it's
you fly all the time. Just download some of these movies.
Well, a lot of times I'll find these stupid movies.
You're wrong for that.
It's just dumb movies that I'll get hooked on. Like, and I would be ashamed to even mention it. I almost was ashamed to mention this one. Turns out it was like a best
how
picture.
How you be ashamed of No Country for Old Men? And I love how you acted like it was like this indie movie, like nobody knew about. Like you'll never get it. Oh, Tommy Lee Jones in a desert. Oh, No Country for Old Men. Obviously, that's all you had to say.
All right, Hockey Talk.
Okay, so here's the hints you have. It's from yesterday. And that is the only hint you have.
This is NHL guys, right?
This is NHL guys. We're only doing it because of the All-Star game today.
I like it.
A little later on.
ECHL All-Star game tonight.
Good. Thought we already had that in, but good. Very good. Okay.
So anyway, home, Casey.
Listen to the sound, talk it out. Your only clue is it came from yesterday. By the way, the question is very funny, which is why I picked it.
Okay.
Petey, you had the good chance in close last game. You put it off the inside of the post. And after that game, I think you did 1 assist in 6 games. Were you starting to wonder when you would ever score again?
No, it's just, I mean, sometimes it just doesn't go your way. I mean, hockey, it's a fast sport, and I don't know. I know what I'm capable of. Of course, there's been a very slow start for me, but I mean, it's a good win for us today, and I'm very happy with my 2 goals today.
You have any clue on this one? Petey gives it away.
He said Petey, right?
Yeah. So is it Petey the first name or the last name is my guess.
So it could be
because nicknames,
too.
right? So
I left it in there on purpose.
It's probably a nickname. Peterson. It's not Doug.
It's not Doug Peterson.
Is there a Peterson?
So here's initially what I thought, because it's from yesterday, you said, right?
Yep.
So I thought it was from the Capitol. I thought it was Ovi, but like it's not Ovechkin.
That is the game, though.
He is
obviously.
not Petey.
Yeah, but that is the game because there was only one game yesterday.
Did you even look up who played yesterday when I told you it was from yesterday?
Yeah, Vancouver.
Okay. Did you look at the roster for Vancouver?
Well, I'm trying not to cheat that bad.
Appreciate that.
You want me to cheat?
No, not really.
I mean, if we're being honest, I know Capitals. I don't know a lot of guys from the Canucks.
So
I do want to go to Vancouver. It's a hell of a city.
Casey, is this the guy at Washington Capitol?
He is not.
Yeah, then I'm.
Nah, he's a Canuck.
Brent, I can't help you.
He's the best player on their team, but he has had a.
Does he own the Sports Bureau?
Oh, I can get this thing. Hang on, I know this then.
Does he own the Sports Bureau?
Oh no.
I know.
Wait, this was a player or a coach?
Player.
I can't think of his name, but if it's the guy who I mean, he's a young dude. Yep. He's like rookie. Did he get the Caldwell
23 years old.
Yeah,
23 sounds about right.
Go ahead and say it, Brent. Sorry, man. It can be
I
more
gave
help
you
to
the Sports Bureau hint.
It can
to
be more help
combine
to
with
you.
Petey.
What you got?
Elias, either Peterson or Pettersson.
That's what I was going to say. Elias
That's
Pettersson. Dang it. I'm disappointed in myself.
By the way, there's no way. So you could have got him maybe?
I remember.
He's the best player.
He's the best player. Usually I know like the best player from a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First round pick in 2017. Fifth overall.
Did he win the Caldwell? Or the Carter? Oh, sorry, I got Dave Caldwell and Jim Caldwell in the mind.
I don't know.
Did he win any awards? Okay.
So then, Brent, we've done this 3 times now. Who were the 3 that you've done so far?
Oh,
I remember Marshawn was one.
Marshawn was the one for the Bruins.
You got Marshawn, you got Pedersen. You only need one more.
Did we have the Rangers guy?
We did. What was his name?
I think I guessed like
18 other
Lundqvist
guys, yeah.
or something. But
You did guess Lundqvist. but
Yep, and he's
it would
no,
be,
but that was a different Lundqvist. Don't they have a Lundqvist or a Lundqvist or something like that on there?
No.
They don't? Yeah, they do. On their current roster, I think they do.
Not that one.
No, not that one.
But you're closer with that one
But it
than
was the
name.
goalie, right?
Yep.
It was the goalie.
Who was it?
I can't remember now either.
Georgiev.
Georgiev, that's right. Georgie. We got Petey, we got Georgie.
Where are those Wings players at, Casey, huh?
Hey. Next, you know
got
what?
Brad?
You know what, Brett?
Give me
Mark
a
it down
Georgie.
tomorrow. It's going to be a Red Wing. That's your hint.
I got you, man.
You got it.
Probably Lucas Raymond.
All right, we'll be back. By the way, ECHL All-Star Game coming up 7:30 tonight. We'll be there live with TV at 6:50 on Fox 30. Big night in Jacksonville. A lot of people saw that Stanley Cup yesterday for the Fan Fest. We'll be back football at 5. Coming up, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. The right time for the best water is right now. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure your family's water is clean, healthy, and tastes great. CGC Water's done that for my family for a handful of years now, and it all starts with a Connecticut system. American-made and installed by the pros at CGC Water Treatment. Contact CGC Water Treatment now for your free water test. Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, twin-tank, non-electric systems that use less salt and water during regeneration. Right now, save up to $600 on select system packages. Financing available with approved credit. Just call CGC Water at 904-552-1242 and ask about the Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Tobacco-Free Florida has many free ways to help you quit nicotine. From free 2-week starter kits of quit aids to free cessation services like Phone Quit and Group Quit. We're even trying out new motivational tactics.
You're the greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter of all.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Acura models. Get insanely low lease payments and huge financing deals on award-winning luxury sedans and SUVs. Now's the time. Shop FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
For survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties, Hubbard House provides free, confidential emergency shelter and services. Call our 24-hour hotline at 904-354-3114.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You've got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
In today's world, there's a lot of ways to know what's happening. At Action News Jax, we make sure our local stories have more detail, so you get every angle that impacts you. We dig for answers because you deserve the whole story. Taking time to provide context so you're clear on what's really going on. Because we know information is thrown at you 24/7. And we want you to know that Action News Jax is local coverage you can count on.
Koala Insulation.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. Have you ever cooked a really fine gourmet meal? Yeah, me neither. But I'm told it all comes down to the ingredients. And when I need ingredients to improve my car, the place I go is eBay Motors. Whether you roasted your last transmission, graded your current floor mats, or pureed your side view mirror on a lamppost, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. And by the way, if you recently fired up your grill, don't worry, eBay Motors has grills too. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PC and tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Changing your oil. We've got what you need. Regular changes are the best way to keep your engine running smooth. We'll help you find the right oil for your make and model and everything to help you finish the job right, like drain pans, filters, and funnels. And we've got more ways to get it all fast, like our next day delivery and our free same-day pickup, in-store or curbside. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
We're all going to say for today's game, he didn't play his best game, as we all know. But you don't take body of work that he had for, 17 weeks, and I know he didn't play in 2 games, so 15 weeks, and say he put everything on this game, right? And I know we're all judged on the last game that we played. I understand that. I fully get that. But, I felt like Jalen grew throughout the year, and he got better as a passer. He got better as reading the defenses, getting the ball to the right place. He developed so much in his ability to extend plays, of not only making plays with his feet, but also making plays downfield on the scramble. So I feel really good with what we have in place right here at the quarterback position. I thought he had a great year, and he came a long way. And that's what I expect from Jalen, just because of the type of football character he has, the type of character he has, the toughness that he has, the love for football that he has.
I think the great organizations identify how good you are at that QB position well. Philadelphia is going to be tasked with that at some point. They got a lot of draft picks. They don't really have a lot of quarterbacks in this class. They might have a lot of big-time free agents out there to take an upgrade potentially over Jalen Hurts. I don't think Hurts is the guy.
Oh, man. Oh, wow.
Now, and again, I don't do this off one game. I think he was terrible in that game, and obviously he's playing hurt, all this stuff, whatever. If you look at the totality of the season, people like Austin like what Hurts did. One, because he won some games and he had some good moments, but he did well in fantasy football for them in the fourth quarter.
Sure.
But he played a lot of really questionable football, like 3 quarters out of every game.
Okay.
Even in some of those, parts. I think his number, you can make the case a lot of his numbers at times this year, at times, not every game, were garbage kind of numbers. And can he continue to run the way he ran the football, which I think he led all quarterbacks in rushing this year, because he's going to get hurt. And I also think they have to be very careful the way they call plays with him. And so when you have to craft plays in your offense so specifically and be so spot on in your calling, that's a dangerous place to be. And I think listen, he might be still there next year and be the guy. I just don't think he's a long-term, hey, we're going to be great guy for the Philadelphia Eagles. And so I think they're going to be scouring and looking and maybe in play for one of these big names that might come available.
So you think they try to replace him this season?
Well, I think.
Or do they?
I think if they could pull off a Deshaun Watson or a Russell Wilson, absolutely, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course. Like that's definitely an upgrade.
What about Derek Carr? Derek Carr comes free.
They're not going to keep Derek Carr in Las Vegas?
I don't think it's a slam dunk.
Why is he free?
Yeah.
I think he's up, isn't he?
Is he?
I don't think so. Is he?
I'm pretty sure I saw that he. I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Okay.
Double check me on it. But, I mean, obviously Carson Wentz isn't a good example here, but.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a trade. Like maybe you can trade. I mean, listen, Eagles have trade capital. So could you trade for Derek Carr?
He's got one more.
He's got one more. Maybe that's why they're discussing then. Are they going to
$20 million.
Which is nothing, by the way, for a quarterback.
He'll be a free agent in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when you ask those questions. And I just think they'll be looking. That's my point. They'll be looking to upgrade because they know what they have is okay. You can win, but I don't know if you can take you to the promised land, you know?
No, but I think first of all, with Carr, they're going to, regardless, they're not going to trade him away this year. Like, I don't think so. Either you figure it out or you ride it out, but like you don't go to the playoffs and trade your quarterback away. So like, I think Carr's off the table for Las Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know if he's off the table. I think it depends how people feel coming in. I mean, there's actually word out of like from Rappaport
for sure
for Vegas is they might move on from Mayock, so they might have a whole new front office.
True,
right?
Yeah, but I think it's hard to justify going to the playoffs, especially after what you went through as a team in terms of the worst bad optics, and then trying to ship your quarterback away who kind of led your team in the playoffs. Maybe they will. I think with Jalen Hurts, like, is he going to be the future of Philly? I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
But hey, it's the Gardner Minshew effect. Let's go ahead and find out, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, in terms of Devontae Smith, who else is he throwing the ball to? I'll wait.
Yeah, Goddard, but.
Okay. I'll wait.
Yeah, they don't have a lot.
Definitely not Justin Jefferson.
No, I'm seriously. Go ahead and name me one other receiver.
They tried. They tried, but.
You care to name the third leading receiver on the Eagles right now?
Is it
Boston Scott?
No.
Is it Watkins?
There it is, man. Quez Watkins. Yeah. So I think you have a situation right now in Philadelphia where did he have a lot of at his disposal in terms of weapons? Probably not. Made use with what he had. I think Devontae Smith is going to be a stud going forward. I think he's going to be a star, but, still a young guy. The running game, which was kind of their MO, took a huge hit because Sanders couldn't stay healthy. Then Gainwell couldn't stay healthy. So it's just, I think at the end of the day, I think they're going to see if Hurts is going to be the guy for this year. Now, if Russell Wilson comes along, if Deshaun Watson comes along, then by all means, pull the trigger. But to me, there's nobody else like in the draft right now that's going to come in and make a difference. You went to the playoffs, so I don't know what more you want. I think you just clean up the mistakes, obviously, gain more confidence. But keep in mind, I mean, the guy played, in 15 games this season? Was he out for 2 of them?
Just one.
No, he was out one. They benched him the last one. Or they didn't bench him, but he didn't play.
Yeah, good point.
Okay,
Yeah,
so he missed 2 games this season. I think he played whatever it was last season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's still fairly young. So, like, I'm not ready to throw Jalen Hurts away and say you can't lead this team. I think he did a pretty good job, all things considered.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm not telling you he's terrible.
Sure.
I just think you identify whether this guy can take us there or not, especially when you have, what do they have, 2 or 3 first-round picks? I mean, they're loaded up. They've got
2. At receiver?
2. No, they have 2 this year in the draft.
They have 3 this year.
They have 3, right? Yeah, so they have 3 picks. I mean, so you can do a lot of things, is my point. You can do more than anybody in the league.
Sure.
Potentially, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. And so something to keep an eye on, I think, is how they react to this. And by the way, this was his Gardner Minshew year, in effect, if you put it in that context. Minshew came in 2 years prior. So that would have been, 19 for Foles. That's kind of what Hurts did last year. And now he had the whole season. And Minshew, by the way, didn't get a whole season, but the plan was to give him the whole season in Jacksonville in 2020.
Yeah, but Minshew essentially got a whole season to kind of display what he could do before we said, okay, this is the guy.
Well, yeah, he got more games than that previous.
Hurts got 4 or 5 games?
Yeah, this was pretty much his rookie year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, but I mean, I guess over time, over a 2-year stretch now, Hurts has more games than Minshew got. Probably 22 to 18.
I mean, I have no idea how many games Hurts is. I got to figure out how many games Hurts has played in.
Yeah.
So Hurts started 4 games his rookie year.
Yeah.
And then he played in 15 games, so he's got 19 games total.
Oh, yeah, 19 because he missed 2.
Yep.
And so he's probably got about the same as Gardner had in 19 and 20.
Gardner had 14 and then 9.
Yeah, so Gardner got a little more, 23 to 19.
Yeah.
So do you go another 17-game season to see what you have in Hurts?
But I'm saying with Gardner Minshew, like Minshew season, like we saw the sample size.
Yeah.
Right? Like his first year, like we saw a sample size.
It was pretty
like,
good,
okay,
right?
it was,
6 and 6.
Yeah, not bad. To me, this was the Minshew year, like this past year. If you want to say that, then okay. But like, it was really his first go around.
Yeah.
So I say give him a little more time and see what we got. Unless you can get Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I guess what he certainly didn't do is close the door of getting a huge upgrade. If one of those, which everybody would make that move if you can, right? If you can get Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson or something like that. But I just wonder how much they're poking around and seeing, because here's what they did do. And this is, again, you talk about what you put around people. Mm-hmm. And I understand they didn't have the weaponry, and we talk about they didn't do a great job here in Jacksonville putting around Trevor Lawrence. They did have the league's leading rushing attack. They were number 1 in the NFL. I mean, that's a pretty darn good formula to be successful in the NFL. Your offensive line's playing pretty well. Here's what's crazy. I'm looking at the top rushing offenses in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Top 4 didn't make the playoffs. Can you name them?
Indy.
The top 4 didn't make the playoffs?
Is Indy 1?
I'm sorry. Top 4 now. Eagles didn't make the playoffs.
Okay, yeah.
The next 3 did not make the playoffs. I've already got, in my mind, Philadelphia out of the playoffs. So,
okay.
The next 3 did not make the playoffs.
So we need 2 more.
Yeah. So you got Eagles
Cleveland,
number 1, Colts number 2, Browns number 4.
And then
Denver.
Nope. You know this is pretty good. You'll get it if you think a little harder.
I'm trying to, man.
Team that loves to run. Even run around the
Oh, it's the Ravens.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, pretty wild.
Yeah.
Now, the next few.
Where's Denver also?
The next few, by the way, are the Titans, the Bills, 49ers.
The Bills.
And
Allen.
the Patriots.
Well, start using Josh Allen.
Bills are really interesting, right? I mean, seriously, they'll use Allen.
I know.
They'll use Allen in that regard. Denver, I would say, I'm guessing here, but it probably looks like they're maybe around 12th.
No wonder they didn't win more games.
Giants got to be up there because I think Daniel Jones had about 500 carries this year.
Giants are not.
Problem is, Barkley wasn't getting it.
Barkley wasn't getting
the
carries.
Jaguars are around like number 20. The Bengals didn't even try to run with Mixon much. They're past the Jags.
Well, hey, at least Joe Burrow gave Urban Meyer some good advice.
Who lied?
Hey, gotta be able to run the football, coach.
Well, not really. I mean,
50
Jags and Bengals ran for
yeah.
about the same amount of yards, so he did listen to him.
Okay.
Who lied, Joe Burrow or Urban Meyer?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, I think Joe Burrow finessed Urban Meyer. In the AFC, I'm going to give you advice? Nah, man. Yeah, go
Just to get back at him for not playing him at Ohio State?
Exactly. Go to establish that run game, coach. Oh, hey, we're going to draft Jamar Chase. Oh, we can get Penei Sewell to help the run? Nah, that's right. We'll get Jamar Chase for the pass. Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if of the guys who left. Okay, Mac Jones moving forward is the guy. Hurts will probably get another year unless something big comes available. They have a ton of capital to improve their team around him as well. So it could be a very interesting quarterback spot if he doesn't work out, if they make a few more good moves. Who else lost? Cowboys, they're stuck with Dak, whether you like it or not. I actually think it's a good thing. Last night, Pittsburgh's moving on. What Pittsburgh does at quarterback's pretty fascinating.
It's going to be Pickett because it's too perfect.
And it might be the right move.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about for sure. I mean, again, Russell Wilson or a guy like Aaron Rodgers or Watson, can you somehow finagle them? Again, there's a lot that goes into that, from draft capital to cap space.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh's never, set aside from Fitzpatrick, Pittsburgh has never been the type of team to do that. Like, they don't go buck wild in free agency.
Well,
they
right.
They don't give away their draft capital in free agency.
Well, you're right.
Usually,
quarterback one is a little bit different.
Sure.
And this is a new thing. Outside of Peyton Manning being available, Brett Favre back in the day. I mean, you can't name big quarterback. We might have 3 quarterbacks that you would call elite.
Yeah.
Like MVP candidate good or MVPs already that might move teams. Like, that's crazy. And I know Brady, after a while did too. So, I mean, we're starting to see that. And so that might make a team like Pittsburgh think differently. And by the way, Pittsburgh's been a little mediocre. Their patience might be running a little thin up there in Pittsburgh too. They might want to say, hey, let's get in this game and
it's the playoffs.
But that's not really the expectation in Pittsburgh.
And I hear you.
Yeah. They've been
hard division.
But if you have Pickett, you're going to endure a couple more years of probably building it back up.
You would think, but then I see like guys like Justin Herbert have success right away and I don't know, like Pittsburgh's weapons. It depends what happens with Smith-Schuster and Deontay Johnson and those guys, but like they have an offense.
Yeah,
like if they have the right quarterback throwing the rock, I think. I mean, Najee Harris has shown that he can handle an entire workload. You see the numbers with him?
Crazy,
man. He's gotten the most carries his rookie year since LT.
Yeah.
But down the stretch, he was nothing.
Because of that problem.
The last 2 games, I mean, he's been non-existent.
Well, yeah, hitting the rookie wall I'll talk about. I mean, it's 2020. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you're right. I'm just saying, though, like, you got to fix that. Yeah.
And by the way, they feel like they're a team that doesn't run at all.
I know. But you did them no favors by giving the rock as much as you did.
Absolutely.
I get it, because you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, so you want to try to go back to what you had when.
Well, and you knew Ben was
terrible.
terrible.
By the way, James Conner probably should have kept him a little longer, maybe.
Yeah. That was maybe a bad move.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it'll be really – I think Pittsburgh's an intriguing quarterback situation because I think it would be – Tomlin is a guy that some of these guys would love to play for.
Of course.
Right? And to go fit into that organization, I think they could elevate and be good. Boom, just like that. Pickett, I think it's a little different. I mean, listen, I know Jalen Hurts, year 2. Mac Jones, rookie year. Joe Burrow, year 2. It happens. Like, you can do it. But it also can be a tougher path to do it. Patrick Mahomes is winning in the postseason. Hurts, Mac Jones not winning in the postseason. Because I think it's tough to win in the postseason when you're a young quarterback. So the Patriots know what they're doing. Pittsburgh, I think, has options, but maybe the draft is the way they go. They have to get a quarterback, though. Dallas is all set, they think. We'll see what happens in tonight's game, but either way, they're all set. They either got Stafford or Kyler Murray. Who else played this weekend? Who else lost this weekend?
Vegas.
Yep. 1 year left. That's going to be really interesting with a new regime coming in. But Derek Carr bought himself a new contract somewhere if it's not in Las Vegas, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you're Vegas, do you sign him? This is the year you maybe sign him to a deal. Do you sign him to a 5-year deal for $34 million a year? Because that's what you're going to have to do.
What would that make him? That would make him top 5 highest paid?
No. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 guys at $40 million right now, I think. So
yeah.
And Lamar Jackson's coming up. I mean, so.
I would consider it for sure. Because, like, I think Derek Carr's we talked about this so many times on the show, but he's one of the most underrated football players in the NFL. I truly believe that. I think this year he kind of got more of his just due because he took his team to the playoffs through all the adversity and everything. But I think he's warranted a pretty decent contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who's he throwing to? Like, Waller was banged up all year. Hunter Renfrow is Hunter Renfrow. I get that.
Very good.
Very good, for sure, but deceivingly good. Because he looks like a used car salesman. But, like, who else is he throwing to? Yeah. Zay Jones?
Zay Jones. I mean, it's all right.
They were in trouble wide receiver before Ruggs.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean.
Like, I don't know. I feel like you put.
I mean, you guys all say, like, who you're throwing to, but, I mean, if you can name 2 guys that you're throwing to, that's not bad. Like, listen, I'll tell you who would take 2 guys to throw to, Renfrow and Waller. This guy here in town.
Waller was
out like all year.
All right. Well, even Zay Jones would be an upgrade around here.
Really? And if Renfro's your 1, I feel like that's a problem.
Well, he's not a 1, but he's certainly a very good. Every team right now would take him.
Yeah, of course. Guy can run some good routes.
And Brian Edwards is the other one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I forgot about Brian Edwards. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, Brenton. Yeah, this guy's got studs to throw to. My bad. Brian Edwards and Zay Jones, everybody.
Well, they weren't asking him to do a whole bunch. I mean, what did they do? Score 16 points the other day? Or what was the final of that? 19? 26-19? They were 1 for 5 in the red zone. I mean, they were there moving the ball. And
what happened to Josh Jacobs, by the way? Remember his rookie year was like, oh, Josh Jacobs is the guy. And, like, he's still good. I don't know what happened there.
I think he's okay good, not game-changing good. Doesn't feel it, right? He's just part of it. But hey, let's get to Steven real quick before we hit a break. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, I think, has a thought or 2 on Byron Leftwich. What's up?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Doing good, Steven. How you doing, man?
Hey, just finished a day of work. I'm good now.
Amen to that.
My question for the Byron Leftwich thing, and this is what you guys were talking about earlier. Are the Jags waiting too long? Do you think maybe they, and once again, this is hypothetically speaking, they can get like a verbal kind of thing, like, hey, Byron, would you like the job? Yes, I would like the job, but I don't want anything to be said till either we get eliminated in the playoffs or we win or not win the Super Bowl. Kind of just like a verbal contract, if you will.
I appreciate it, Stephen. Thanks. I think we kind of hinted on this. Like, I think you know. I mean, I think they know where guys are going, but you have it's dangerous. I think Josh McDaniels showed that it's dangerous even after taking the job. But I think you really have to have a firm handshake on that. Here's the deal. I think when you sit in a room with a guy, well, they didn't really. I think it was more of a Zoom interview. But if it's 2.5 hours of an interview, I think you get a feel for if that guy wants to join your organization, how excited he is. You got to feel that part out. And then sooner or later, you're going to go back and you're going to pitch it to his people or whatever else. So I think they would have a good feel of what's going on. But the waiting out process might, like I said, it could be available next Monday. But it might also not be available for another 3 weeks. And then you are in a tricky situation. But I think it's a tough spot to be in. And that's why they created the rule for these assistants to talk in the last 2 weeks of the season. But I'm not really sure the Jags fully took advantage of that because then they just cast this huge net that took the normal time anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I would like them to announce it because who's to say maybe Leftwich was like, okay, yeah, wait till after our last game, then we'll come out and publicly say it. Great. What happens if the Buccaneers go to the Super Bowl, they win it, and Bruce Arians goes, hey, I'm out of here. Peace. And all of a sudden there's a head coaching vacancy open. And Byron Leftwich was like, oh, well, I can go to Jacksonville and do that whole thing, or I can hang out with Tom Brady for another year with this high-powered offense and see what happens.
Yeah, you can get caught on that.
So, yeah.
I think out of respect, they normally don't. Now, we know, remember in the years past, like we'll normally know, like there are reports, okay, they've agreed, there's going to be their guy. They're waiting for him to get out of the playoffs. It's going to be their guy.
Yeah.
Those reports, by the way, have not heated up enough to know yet on the Leftwich front. And there is definitely some risk involved with waiting. But that 2-week window is supposed to eliminate some of the risk and give opportunity to the assistant coaches that are in the playoffs making deep runs. And again, the way Shad Khan has crafted this search, which I'm not saying is the bad way, he's really vetting it out. We'll see if it's the bad way or the right way. But he certainly has eliminated the idea of nailing the guy early.
Yeah.
But even still, even if you wanted to offer it to him at the end of the regular season, you've got to kind of wait through this process to give him the job. So there's really there might not be any bad side. Unless your situation pops up.
Correct.
Like
then that's going to be horrible.
Which
then it's going to be Bill O'Brien.
Which you know what I can see?
I can see Brett Martineau having to go to Bill O'Brien's hometown. He's just ticked off.
I ain't going to Bill O'Brien's hometown.
Oh, wow. Do your job, though, right?
I'm not going to Bill
O'Brien's. You got to do your
hometown.
job.
Nope. Not going to Bulky or O'Brien's hometown.
Do your job, Brett.
Not going to Bob.
Seriously, if Bill O'Brien was the head coach, you wouldn't go to his hometown?
Nope.
I would.
What is it? Do we know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Could be something cool. Dude, could be from like Cancun.
Not going.
That'd be something.
No, maybe I'll go. We'll be back after Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Cold tonight, a freeze inland and a frost all the way to the beaches as temperatures drop into the low to mid-30s. Plenty of sun, but a cool Tuesday. The afternoon high around 60 degrees. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Get the guaranteed lowest price at the only locally owned diamond store in the St. John's Town Center.
Voted best gift of the year for golfers by the ESPN 690 Golf Enthusiast Review Board. Want to make the golfer in your life love you even more? Order the 2022 ESPN Dream 18 card for just $69. Big discounts on golf all year. Golf courses are raising their rates with the recent boom. The Dream 18 card has even more value now. For less than dinner for two at your favorite upscale restaurant, you will receive tremendously discounted rounds at some of the area's best golf courses. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, the Yards added this year, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you'll receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker's Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Play 2 rounds of golf, and the card pays for itself. $69, that's it. Some of the proceeds go to the Dream 18 charity as well. Buy the card at Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com. Supplies are limited. Go to Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com.
These days, answering your phone can feel like a game of roulette. It could be an important call or just another spam call or wrong number. When you're trying to grow your business, you can't afford to risk missing a call from a new client, but your time is precious and can't be wasted on junk calls. Smith AI is the receptionist service every business owner needs. Our award-winning 24/7 virtual receptionists will answer your calls and schedule appointments. We'll even make outbound sales calls for you. Visit smith.ai to read our 5-star reviews and use code CALL for $100 off.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Florida children are eligible for head-to-toe coverage through the Florida Kid Care Program, which is high-quality, affordable health and dental coverage with cost as low as $15 a month. To assist families applying for Florida Kid Care or Medicaid and increase enrollment in the Florida Kid Care Program, the Players Center for Child Health with Wolfson Children's Hospital offers free application assistance. For appointments, call 904-202-WELL. That's 904-202-9355. Habla Español.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
I know you've been waiting a little bit longer than normal.
Jen's manicure spot needs an extra pair of hands.
Who's at the front desk right now?
Someone who's handy with everything from nail files to spreadsheet files.
Deirdre's not coming in today, but we have that whole bachelorette party.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, 24/7 support, free access to product specialists, and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Here's the deal. I've had constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating for years. I've tried a lot of laxatives and fiber supplements, but my symptoms keep coming back.
You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jax on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
It feels good for the fans, and I know that, and I'm glad we could give that to them. But at the end of the day, it's a playoff game that we advanced on, and doesn't matter what we did this week or last week or the week before. What matters is what we do going forward. And again, we'll find out who we play tomorrow. But whoever it is, we got to, like I said, put together a good game plan and have a really good week of practice and try to execute and find another way to win.
Is that Burrow again?
No, sir.
What is that? What quarterbacks won?
Josh Allen?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Give me that point.
That's good. Good point for you.
Give me that point, man. Let's
I
go.
was talking to my buddy from home.
Yeah.
He went to the casino this weekend.
Uh-oh.
Goes to the casino way too much.
I
like this guy.
Rhode Island?
Yeah.
They have
Well, they
casinos?
actually in Foxwoods is in Connecticut. It's
Oh,
like an
gotcha.
hour away from.
Okay. Can you gamble in Rhode Island or not?
Yeah, you can. They have one actually. Yeah, but
hey, Florida.
But there's a.
What are we doing?
Hey, Florida.
The one is in Lincoln, Rhode Island. Like they have a casino and stuff. But Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun are seriously within an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah,
of
so it's
home. Like
hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, it's.
I wouldn't have moved.
And he spends way too much time there. And
good for him.
So he tells. So how about this story? So he says he brought, and this is a low part. He had $60.
Yeah.
All right. And so he's $60. I don't even know how he ended up at the casino if he had $60. Like, who brings $60 only to the casino?
Somebody who's very confident in their abilities.
Well, like, who drives like that? He would, by the way,
that's true.
More of this story, let me tell you, because I know him very well.
Is this dude okay?
Yeah, he would have went to the ATM, okay, if the $60 doesn't work out.
I thought you were saying going to the docks, but okay.
No, he would have went to the ATM. But, so anyway,
Hey,
60.
that's Rhode Island.
And go to the docks. And we had $10 left on a spin, and he hit like the jackpot
on like the spin.
He plays the slot stuff.
Oh well, then.
Yeah, I don't know why he likes the slots.
Hey,
there's no skill.
No,
Okay,
he plays blackjack too.
Let him live his life.
He plays
Okay,
blackjack
man.
too, but he likes the slots. See, I don't like the slots.
I don't like the slots either.
Slots happen too quick. Like your money goes too fast.
Well, I mean, if you're playing like the penny slots, it's
then you're not gonna win.
But it's like
Gotta slow down and enjoy it, Brent.
Yeah, I don't. So anyway, I watch him play it sometimes, and he goes through it like it's water. But anyway, so he hits it. It was like he said it was like $3,500 or something, and so then he actually was up like
walk away,
whatever.
Walk away.
No,
have a
he
good
did
night.
fine. He said he went home with like double what the $3,500 was.
60.
So no,
I thought you were saying double the 60.
Not double the 60.
Not excited.
Okay.
But the point of this story is, so he was waiting to like cash out the bonus or the jackpot thing, the $3,500.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, yeah, I'm waiting around. He's like, I already probably got the most out of this machine. So he lets a lady sit down next to him.
Uh-oh.
And so she comes in, and he's like, I don't know exactly what he said second spin she hit for like 9,000.
What?
And then he said that machine, she probably won 30,000.
Shut up.
And he said everybody was giving him a hard time. It's like, you don't get up. Don't get up. It might
after
be
a
a hot
heater.
machine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
and
yeah.
even the lady said it to him. He's like, you never know. Sometimes these machines, they get
Dang,
going.
yeah,
And
she
then
totally. Check
she
this
called
out.
her shot.
Cha-ching. Damn, like Babe
Can you
Ruth.
imagine going to slot machines, though, and getting $30K? By the way,
I can't imagine winning anything from a slot machine.
And here's the thing. Here's the moral of that story. This is why you got to be careful to gamble, too, is because if you're willing to stay there until you made 30, how much do you lose at times? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're willing, like most of us would be like, oh, second spin, $9,000. See you later.
Yeah. No, for sure. Slots never appealed to me.
They don't either.
Because
I don't get it. He doesn't.
Like,
I don't
I
like
mean,
it.
at
But
least-
he wins.
Yeah,
He
no,
wins
I
on
hear you. Like at least like in blackjack or like poker or something, it's like, okay, well, it was kind of my own doing.
That's right. You have a choice in it.
Yeah. Slots like, oh, I pushed the button at the wrong time. The chair didn't line up properly. Like, my bad, I guess. You know, it's just it's luck. I don't know. It's a lot of it's luck with anything.
Well,
but,
it certainly is luck, no matter what.
But I feel like I have no control in slot machines.
What do you put? Like, see, I haven't been to the casino in a long time to actually sit there and play.
Yeah.
We were joking live on air the other day about war.
That was live.
Was it live?
Yeah.
Like, I've actually played War at the casino.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one thing about Foxwoods, like, you can. And Steph, like, when we would go, she just wants to be there for 2 hours, and she doesn't care if she wins $5, but she doesn't want to lose 500.
Sure.
So War's a safe game.
Yeah.
I never thought I was. You know what I think about blackjack, especially when I was when we would go, is I didn't think I was very good at it, or didn't know enough about it, hadn't played enough, and I thought I'd mess up the table, so I was uncomfortable. Because people get mad at you.
Of course.
Like if you play the game wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what you got to turn to the dealer and say, "What does the book say?" And they always got to tell you.
Oh, is that what? Is that the line?
Yeah. If you're in a conundrum, you don't know what to do. Just go, "What does the book say?" And then the dealer's gonna tell you what the book says.
Interesting.
There you go. Little pro tip for you.
I think I've told you guys before, the Let It Ride game. It's a good game because you can bet some, but you can pull back some, so you can be there for a bit. What's your go-to if you go to the casino? If we went to Vegas right now, where are you running to first?
Oh, if I could play poker, I'll play poker all day. Texas limit. Yeah, Texas limit. Texas Hold'em, no limit, obviously. But if it's just like a standard game, probably blackjack. Like I have a friend who is like obsessed with craps, who's very good at it, and I can't comprehend it. Because like they call it peppering the table. I can't. Dude, your chips are all over the place. I don't know how the rollers like keeping track of everything. I don't know. It's a lot going on.
It is the
craps.
most exciting place to be in a casino is at the craps table.
But it's so stressful.
But you have no idea what is happening like the whole time.
Thank you.
And people just keep rolling, and it goes fast, and they're scooping up the dice.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm trying to comprehend this and learn this,
for sure.
and I have no idea what's going on, but people are going bananas.
You got like a minute to put the chips down. I'm trying to do math in my head, and there's like a little hourglass thing. I don't know what the hourglass thing does when they put the glass thing down on the thing. I don't know what's going on with that. And then you got like the guy's got the stick. He's pulling the chip. I don't know what that guy's doing. Yeah, and then someone's rolling the dice. I don't know how the guy's rolling it. Yeah, it's way too much. It's way too much stimulus.
So here's the one. You know what I do? I'll go play. Probably if we were to go casino, the three of us.
Bingo.
I've played bingo many a times at Foxwoods.
I love bingo.
Many a times. Like
bingo's a good time.
Steph and I would go up there with some friends.
Yeah.
And bingo's awesome.
Bingo's the best.
Like, it's great.
Have a nice beverage in your hand. Just play some bingo.
And by the way, could win big in bingo and like in those places.
Sure.
But bingo's a blast. We used to do it. I used to have like this. I remember it was a special. I don't remember what the hell the special was, but we would go up there quite a bit.
Yep.
But I would go. I like roulette.
Oh, okay.
I like spinning that thing.
Yeah.
And because on every spin, I got like a 50-50 chance to win.
Well,
if I want to play that. Like, I'll definitely play the odd or even or the black or red.
Yeah.
And then you're going to throw some Larry Bird numbers out there, right, Casey? Absolutely.
Do what you got to do.
So I actually think, like, if I were to walk in a casino today, say, okay, go ahead, you go where are you going first, I'd go to the roulette table.
I'd probably go with sportsbook.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I've never done that.
Oh, it's fun.
And now they do have that in Rhode Island, actually, in a place called Tiverton.
Yeah.
And again, all this stuff has changed so much since I've never even been to do that. And I've never been to Vegas.
Yeah.
So I've never really.
You've never been to Vegas?
No.
Bro, team trip. Listen.
Can we do team bonding?
If this is the trip, this is the trip.
Team bonding
I
for
promise
the draft.
Draft.
Wait, what? The draft's in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Yo, are we going?
Yeah, but is it going to be with COVID and everything? We good to go?
Hey.
I don't know. What the hell do I look like?
Well,
Dr. Fauci?
You got a better pulse than I do. No, I'm saying just in general. Hey, Brent, I think the Super Bowl might be a little smaller this year because of COVID. I don't know, man.
Well, then we won't say we're going for the draft. We're just going for team bonding.
Let's go, Brent.
And they happen to be drafting at the same time.
Come on, Brent. Let's go. Let's go and charge that expense report. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You got that?
But I've never been to a sports book.
It's fun.
It's pretty cool.
Where can you do it? Like, now you can do it everywhere, right?
Any of the
Well, no.
I'm saying 7-Eleven, they got sports books in the back.
Yes.
But I think, like, again, when I used to go to Foxwoods and stuff back home, they didn't have it. Now they have it, like in Rhode Island. They have it in Foxwoods. Apparently, they've got it. So if I do end up there this weekend, perhaps, maybe I could do that.
So,
but like in Jersey now, they have it, right?
I mean,
they got them all over now.
A lot of hotels, yeah. Any hotel, I don't know hotel, but like any casino that's got more than 6 TVs stacked up upon each other, like playing sports, there's probably a sports book nearby.
So I was just there, as you know, and I was not at one of like the main strip hotels. We were like off the strip, but close enough. But anyway, they had it's like a counter, and they have all the odds behind it, and they didn't even have that many TVs. But what was fascinating to me, what I thought was crazy, I'd never seen this before, is they have a mobile kiosk for sports betting. They have 2 tables. When I was there was a guy and a girl, separate tables. I don't think they knew each other. I'm talking multiple laptops. I'm talking pad and paper.
People take this serious.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I was just watching.
You're allowed to do that.
Yeah, and I was just watching them work and just like writing this, writing that, running up to the kiosk. I was like, this is incredible.
That's fascinating.
When I was there for my Hardy fight, because there was UFC fights so I was there for a couple of days, right? So we put some money down on some UFC fights. We didn't win, but there was a girl next to us, and I don't know how much she put down on this Toronto Maple Leafs game, but you got the sense that if it didn't work out for her,
it was it.
That might have been it. Needless to say, she won, so it was all good. But she went ballistic when because they scored a goal. I don't know if she had the over. I don't know what the case was, but all I know is she was saying some prayers. She was doing a lot of stuff. So she had to win that game. And but it kind of ruined the experience for me because here I am. I put $10 on this UFC fight, and I'm looking nice for her. I'm apparently we're in a different kind of realm right now in case that's what we have to happen, but she won it.
That's why it's so exciting. Can you imagine just the three of us sweating out a Buffalo Sabres game needing over 3.5 goals? That would be so extraordinary.
Team bonding.
It is. Listen, I mean, there is an element.
Kenny Pickett over under pick 7.
Oh,
we're doing that live.
We're going to Vegas, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, who the Jaguars taking? What are the odds, Thibodeau? I mean, hey, do you use my expertise here in terms of they going 3-4, they going 4-3?
Inside info there.
Yeah, low
Let's
key.
go, man.
That would be something.
Let's go to Vegas. And then we have to go to you haven't been to Fremont Street. You ever been to Fremont Street?
Yeah.
So you know what Fremont Street is? So there's the Vegas Strip, right? And that's what you see in the movies. Yeah. And then there's Fremont Street, which is where the locals hang out. It's the grimy part of Vegas. but there's sports books and casinos there too. We have to go to Fremont Street.
Okay.
Cool.
I think we have to go.
By the way,
see you there.
I was supposed to land in Vegas after a big California trip last year leading into the draft until the pandemic hit.
Oh,
so that was my last stop.
Yeah.
We were starting in California, taking the fan, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then saved myself a lot of money, but also didn't go. And then the draft got pushed off. And I don't know if we'll go to the draft. Last year I was back at the stadium. We'll see where COVID is. We'll have to figure it out. Kids are in baseball, softball season at that time.
Hey, I promise you baseball and softball is going nowhere.
Maybe we can bet on them while we're there.
Let's do that.
We could just start our own book.
That's how they take us down.
Yeah, I don't want to be the enforcer of that.
Next thing you know,
I don't want to kick down No, man.
I'm doing Action Sports Jax Incarcerated.
Hey, have you seen No Country for Old Men? How did it turn out for those guys?
Yeah, true.
All right.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Do you have a silencer? Because I don't. Enough said.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. This was
educational.
Yes,
productive.
It was definitely not advice, though. Okay, folks. So
no,
I think we're halfway closer to team bonding.
We're just spitballing.
What's up? It's Casey. Check out the podcast Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, wherever you get your podcast, to make sure you don't miss moments like this.
Where did you have a new nickname around this place?
Sure do, Brent. Because
Where do you like it? Nicknames are good sometimes.
Yeah. Well, so how when it's your birthday coming up, which it's my birthday month or whatever, they kind of give you a little heads up. And I appreciate all the work that they do and everything. But when they say November birthdays and it's Austin Lane and this must be Thanksgiving themed, AKA free range hot buns. you guys like that? Is that good for you?
If you've been involved in a car accident, call me, Mark Anajar, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Here's to a new you in 2022. Cora Physical Therapy has opened 2 new state-of-the-art clinics in Kingsland and Brunswick. That means you have 17 clinics to choose from in the Jacksonville region. At Cora, you get access to licensed, passionate clinicians, only the most innovative equipment, and life-changing therapies. We do getting better, and faster. Call today for a free screening. Same-day appointments available. This new year, start to feel like the old you again. CoraPhysicalTherapy.com, treating everyone right.
If you're experiencing domestic violence, it is not your fault. Hubbard House is here for you. You are not alone. Hubbard House provides free services and emergency shelter to survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties. Call 904-354-3114 anytime, 24/7 to confidentially speak to a caring advocate.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
In today's world, there's a lot of ways to know what's happening. At Action News Jax, we make sure our local stories have more detail, so you get every angle that impacts you. We dig for answers because you deserve the whole story. Taking time to provide context so you're clear on what's really going on. Because we know information is thrown at you 24/7. And we want you to know that Action News Jax is local coverage you can count on.
Hey, boss. Did you hear the latest about the ding-dong doorbell cameras?
Whoa. First of all, let me just say that as a crook, I'm a big fan of the ding-dong doorbell cameras.
Me too. It means no safe touch security.
Exactly. So what happened with our old buddies at Triple D?
So the ding-dong doorbell cameras rely on the internet, right? Well, the parent company just had their third outage in a month.
Doesn't that make the ding-dong doorbell camera useless or something?
Not just that. All kinds of apps in people's houses went haywire, websites were down. People are fed up.
It's one thing after another with that company. Spying on customers, selling personal information, sharing people's internet. Now this?
It's a head-scratcher, boss. If folks had safe-touch security, they wouldn't have to worry about any of that.
Which is another reason we have the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from safe-touch houses. Like Superman's kryptonite.
Receive free equipment and free installation with monitoring agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Acura models. Get insanely low lease payments and huge financing deals on award-winning luxury sedans and SUVs. Now's the time. Shop FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Changing your oil. We've got what you need. Regular changes are the best way to keep your engine running smooth. We'll help you find the right oil for your make and model and everything to help you finish the job right, like drain pans, filters, and funnels. And we've got more ways to get it all fast, like our next day delivery and our free same-day pickup, in-store or curbside. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey, Carrie, we need that tax report by tomorrow. Hey, Bobby, get me that expenses.
For Hari's accounting firm, client growth is exponential.
We're a couple of accountants short.
He needs whip-smart accountants at whiplash speed.
Hey, so why aren't these receivables matching up?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
Hey, it's Brett Mortno from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Whenever you got battle at the end like that, that's what it shows. Real team shows, you look guys in the eyes and see who's in that moment and ready for it. And it's just going to do us well down the road. It's not going to be easy going into Lambeau. We know it's going to be a tough challenge for us, but we're ready for it.
Going into Lambeau. Was that Jimmy G?
It is.
That's a good one. I don't know why I don't love the 49ers as much as everybody else does. I guess I should. Really good. Do you see some of the metrics on them are really, really strong? Yeah. Like top 10, I think, in both offense and defense. So we'll see. It's a little bit, don't you? And he did do a great job in the beginning. Shanahan gets so much credit.
He should.
Yeah, he should, but you look at the resume over the few years, and it's still like just okay. Like you do wonder if what he gets outperform.
Yeah.
The respect that people have for him almost outperforms the resume a bit.
True. I mean, and I've said this before about Shanahan and his offense. Like, his offense is greater than the sum of their parts. Like, you can lose how many of running backs you want. You can even lose Jimmy Garoppolo for a little bit. You can lose a wide receiver or a bench wide receiver. Like that offense, you can have George Kittle for half of the season. That offense still produces just because of just the way that they call things, the misdirections. And obviously Deebo Samuel is a big part of that as well. But I have a lot of respect for a system that you can lose pieces here, there, and they don't skip a beat.
Yeah. You just told us some interesting information. What is it? Basaccio? Is that the best? Was that Raiders?
I mean, you think we could
I know the poor guy's done a great job, but
yeah, guys crushed it with the Raiders. But no, there's a picture and there's just a report coming out that I guess after the game, the Bengals game, he wrote a letter to everyone, like a handwritten letter to every one of his players that played in that game.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. It's a lot of work. Because I don't even send Christmas cards, dude. I don't got the time. But you're going to write out a handwritten letter to every one of your... Hey, Brent, you going to write us some letters sometime?
There's only two of us.
Yeah, Brent. What's up, man? You going to write us a letter? Tell us how you feel about us?
I don't know if we want that. I don't.
Nah, I don't want that either.
I actually am more... I like writing letters.
Text. Okay.
Yeah, I will text you.
No, he's not even a text
emoji.
guy.
Yeah, he's more of an emoji guy.
He's an email guy.
Give us a thumbs up. We're doing good.
Dude's emailing me when we could just be texting.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh, I see. It depends how long the thing's going to be, too. Some of those emails are a little lengthy. But this was one thing I've tried to do. I haven't been as good, and I think about it a lot. I would say over the last 3-4 years, I tried to write a couple of people a letter.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to ask that question. When's the last time you actually wrote a letter?
Oh, yeah. No.
Casey, feel free to chime in here.
It would be, I mean, last year I did. I would say in the last 3 or 4 years, I've written some letters.
Okay.
Like just more so.
Family, friends.
A couple family, a couple people that like I thought like really impacted things along the way.
Dave
who?
Caldwell.
No.
Brent?
Not Dave Caldwell.
Okay. He impacted you.
But yeah, so more so like childhood, like people that I knew or something, and hadn't seen them in a long time. Yeah,
you wrote a letter.
Wow. Yeah,
that's cool. I'd beat my friend up if he wrote me a letter. My childhood friends. But you don't got time for this, dude.
Well, it actually wasn't their friends as much. I would say it would have been older people. And more so, like, because you kind of wonder, like, some people, depending on how old you're getting, like when you see them again or stuff like that. Not to think in a morbid way, but you do. But I mean, it makes you think sometimes as you get a little older. But I remember Peyton Manning saying, there was stuff came out about Peyton Manning, about like he had written letters to some people along the way. I think there was a story about that a few years ago.
Okay.
And I thought it was pretty powerful, too. And so I think that's a really neat thing that he did. And by the way, it was probably a pretty quick note here or there, but still, obviously, that impacted some of the players in that Raiders locker room. I still don't understand. I don't know. It sounds like Harbaugh could be a thing, and it sounds like they might move on from Mayock. But I think, man, that guy did a good job. I think it's about earning opportunities, right? And I know the world ain't fair sometimes, right? Especially in pro sports, and I get that. People get fired when they shouldn't. People get hired when they shouldn't. And so it's not the way the world works. But when I think of situations, and this is what I say again about Trent Baalke, really, and I'm not trying to single him out, but I will continue to come back to, you can have all the venom you want for Trent and for the Jags organization. I would just ask Shad Khan this question of what has he done to earn the job of GM going forward? That's it. I'd stop right there. Now, I'd probably have other conversations. But if I had Shad Khan in the room, I'd say, okay, hey, Brent, why don't you think Trent Baalke should be the guy? Like, why not? He's under contract. Blah, blah, blah. Look what he did in San Francisco in 2000 XXX. I was like, yeah, but what has he done to earn the job is what I would ask. Well, then you'd ask the same question if you're in Vegas to Mark Davis. I'd say, what has he done to not earn the job? Like, I mean, that guy did an unbelievable job. That staff did an unbelievable job.
They shouldn't have gone to the playoffs.
They shouldn't have. They should have melted down.
They shouldn't have gone to the playoffs.
And I think Derek Carr deserves some, and leadership deserves some of that. But the coaching staff deserves some of that.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's a cool thing that he did. I don't think he's going to be the guy. I don't think he's going to be the guy.
No, I don't think so either. I don't know how I feel about it, though. Because, like, what more do you want that guy to do? You know, like sometimes, like I talk about Bruce Arians. Like Bruce Arians was thrust in a situation back in Indianapolis with Chuck Pagano when he got, he had cancer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And like Bruce Arians but like he was celebrated for how well, Bruce Arians did. What became of that?
I know it.
He got a head coaching job in Arizona. Like, and I can't pronounce this guy's last name, and I apologize, but like I feel like this guy in Las Vegas, like he's probably gonna be a coordinator or a special teams coach. We'll never hear about him again, which sucks.
And by the way, what he did for that organization to carry, you had a couple of instances where you said you had not the greatest people in the world, kind of situations, right?
Yeah.
Like those, and not one single instance is exactly who you are all the time. So I want to be careful about that.
Yeah.
But the perception of what happened to Gruden and Ruggs, it certainly doesn't represent your organization well. And now you have a guy that does. And I think there's something to be said for that. I think that's what Shad Khan and the Jags have to look for. They need good people in here after kind of what just transpired in the last year.
It's just wild. Like, is he the best play caller? Well, no, because he's a special teams guy.
Yeah.
Is he the best schemer on defenses? Well, no, he's a special teams guy. But man, like you can hire coordinators and to take care of your defense and offense. What's hard to establish, though, is a culture, is an identity. I felt like that guy did it better than maybe anybody going through such a rough year. So it's sad. I mean, the writing's probably on the wall for him if it's going to be Harbaugh, whoever it's going to be, but it's probably out of a job.
Hey, if there's a lesson from today's show, don't be afraid to write someone a letter.
I like that.
It'll mean a lot.
I like that.
Yeah, there you go. Have a good night, everybody.
Send an emoji.
Send him a text. Have a good night, everybody.
Thumbs up.
Action Sports Jax. Hey, are you guys doing OT?
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Brian Middleton and Casey, they're working the holiday.
I like it, man.
Plus, we'll have Inside Seminole Basketball with Leonard Hamilton coming up on ESPN 690 as well. Stay tuned. Action Sports Jax OT coming up next.
Tobacco-free Florida knows how hard it is to quit nicotine, which is why we offer different quit options to choose from for free, like 24/7 quit coaches available over the phone and free 2-week starter kits of quit aids. We're even experimenting with 80s pop music.
I'm giving you up, giving you up, giving you up. I'm letting you never come back to smoke. I'll never come back to smoke. I'll never come back. I'm giving you up.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
The COVID-19 vaccine, there's so much news about it, but what's true and what's not? Before you pass on its protection, get all the facts. Elder Source can help with a free workshop given at your church or organization. Learn how the vaccine works, potential side effects, and where you can get a free one. Encourage your church or organization's leadership to book a free workshop by visiting myeldersource.org/COVID.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You've got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Well, the holidays are behind us, and that means nothing but open road ahead. So make every mile this new year the best it can be in a new Toyota from Arlington Toyota. Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Tundra, Tacoma. Arlington Toyota's got 500 new Toyotas available and ready for wherever you want to go in 2022. Plus, every new car purchase from Arlington Toyota comes with a lifetime warranty and Arlington's 30-day exchange program. Where will your new Toyota take you in 2022? Find out and shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
Hi, I'm Pauline Savigny, owner of Gracie Aerospace and a hyper-connected mentoring graduate of the Jacksonville Women's Business Center. Being a member of Jax Chamber and involved with JWBC has provided me with many great new relationships. Success doesn't come without strong support, and the people of JWBC have provided exactly that. JWBC furthers my confidence in that deliverance by providing a strong group of women business leaders to connect with, learn from, and lean on. For more information, visit jaxchamberfoundation.org.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Room tonight, Rams activated defensive backs Eric Weddle and Blake Countess from their practice squad for the game. Monday Night Football, 8 Eastern, ABC, ESPN TV, and ESPN2. Niners quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo suffered a sprained shoulder in the win over the Cowboys. Should be fine to practice this week. Linebacker Fred Warner's got a chance to play against the Packers in the divisional round despite a low ankle sprain. Defensive end Nick Bosa is in concussion protocol.
If we thought there were expectations on this team this year, now that Dak finally has a full year after being healthy, this will get hotter and hotter and hotter.
More Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, Tuesday, 6 a.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
From the ESPN studios at Pier 17 in the Seaport District of New York City, this is Greeny.
Well, that was fun. It's all right. We're working through some things here. This is not Greeny, but, yo, I'll tell you what. Wouldn't be too bad to be Greeny. Tell you what. Mike Greenberg, his checks are green. Tell you what. But anyway, not important. Action Sports Jax Overtime on ESPN 690. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos working through the Greeny situation. We'll have to get his thoughts on that in a second. Casey Kurtz with you as well for another 30 minutes right here on ESPN 690. Brian Middleton, I continue to see you on the TV, man.
Yeah?
Those Chick-fil-A checks, they must be green, huh?
Oh, no, it's a one-time deal.
Did you actually get paid?
Can I talk about that, man? Come on, man. Why you put my money in the streets? Why you put my money in the streets?
I didn't know.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about this stuff off air.
Okay.
Come on, Kurtz.
That's an honest mistake.
I don't talk about all that money you be getting, you know what I mean? Off on the side with your autograph business. I mean, Casey, you get about 5-6 figures.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you count the cents.
Yeah, you get
figures.
paid for it.
Anyway.
All joking aside, you get paid for it.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Cool idea.
How do I get on there? I guess I just have to have some really cool story, like a heart transplant or something.
No, absolutely not, man. Huh? I think that's the first. So you go to Chick-fil-A enough.
No, I tell you what, I could live there. That's how often I'm there.
But besides that, just really quick, I want to make sure that we're clear. I just want to make sure we're clear, okay?
Uh-huh.
For everybody who was listening to Action Sports Jax from 3 to 6 p.m., if you heard the conversation around 5:35 to about 5:42,
yep,
there was a lot of talk about team bonding.
Yep.
About ESPN 690 team bonding.
Yep.
And I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a team player.
You are.
I'll show up. I'll fill in. I'll write script. I'll record what you need.
Yep.
But, I'm befuddled at this point because I just want to know. During that conversation, there was a lot of talk about team bonding in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, woo, let's do it. And I keep hearing there's 3 amigos, huh?
Uh-huh.
I keep hearing 3 musketeers.
Yeah.
Austin like, yeah, let's go. Me, you, and Casey. I'm like, oh, but he wasn't saying me. He was talking to Brent. And Brent was like, I don't know. But maybe we can go. Maybe we can do this. The 3 of us. And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm out here. Huh?
Yeah.
Ain't but so many people at ESPN 690.
Yeah, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Yeah. And if y'all trying to run a show, don't ask me to run Access. I mean, I know you could get somebody from another station, but I'm just saying it would be nice to at least be included in the potential plans. But that's cool. I know where we stand. So when the OT is blowing up, Casey has a foot in both doors, but
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
A little hot about that one right there.
Well, listen, there
goes your rant. There goes what's on my mind.
That's what was on Brian's mind, sponsored by nobody. But listen, I can almost promise you one of 2 things. 1, we won't go. Or 2, they'll somehow go without me.
Oh.
So if anything, it's going to be me and you sitting here on a Thursday doing OT, arguing about how they left both of us.
That's fair.
Yeah, so that's the most likely scenario. Actually, the first most likely is we just don't go, but then that they leave me behind. And then the third likely scenario is we leave you behind. And then 4th, we all go. But I want to be perfectly clear that there's probably no chance we're going.
I don't know about that.
Trust me.
Brent may go. Now it may be Brenton like Stewart or Marcel or somebody.
That's actually the realistic. Like the important people will go, and then Austin will be like, I can't go. I got training.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, well, nobody wants me there.
Let me tell you, man, this is how much of a team player I am. This is how much, listen, I'm sticking with you.
Okay.
Don't forget about me when you start getting these Pat McAfee, Joe Rogan contracts.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
In order for you to get your spicy chicken sandwich in your Tesla, I think that it's important for you to go on these type of trips and have your face seen. If a scenario opens up, I don't know, man. I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't be here.
That's true.
That's me the wrong question. Listen, let me finish.
Okay.
If you get that opportunity to go out there like how you did out to L.A., I'll fill in for you. I'll figure out what I have to figure out. I'll pick up the phones or whatever, whatever I got to do. I got you. You hear what I'm saying?
I hear you.
One of us need to win so that both of us can win in 2037 or whenever we finally blow. Hurry up, man.
That sounds about right. All right. Well, we know what's on Brian's mind. This is the Action Sports Jax Overtime. We do know that. This is the ESPN 690. That was Brian Middleton. I'm Casey Kurtz, and another thing we do know is the Dallas Cowboys are yet again a disappointment to all of their fans that were throwing stuff at them as well as the referees. And first of all, me, an intellectual, said early last week 49ers money line. I then doubled down on Friday, 49ers money line. But then they were giving me the 3 points, so I said 49ers +3. They all lose that pick, as in they, I mean Austin Lane, Brent Martineau, and Brandon Ponsel from Jack's Coastal Homes. But listen, the Cowboys, with everything they had, disappointed again. Their quarterback, who got a 4-year, $160 million contract, was not good. And there was an argument earlier that it wasn't Dak's fault. The offensive line is bad. That's fair. But at $160 million, you got to be better. And that last play of the game, I texted you, Brian, and said, Kellen Moore just lost his opportunity to be a head coach. And I was mostly just being a little extra. Mm-hmm. But here's what's actually true about that. The call wasn't horrible. And at $160 million, you're telling me Dak Prescott did not know the rules of football? That's what you're trying to tell me?
That's terrible.
It is, Chuck. You're absolutely right. And first of all, I understand you're trying to get as many yards as you can. You got to slide earlier. 1. 2, if you know the referee has to touch the ball, you got to get it in his hands. Neither of those things happen. They lose the football game. Then Dak condones throwing stuff at referees by the fans, which is almost incredible in itself. And that's the problem that I really have with it. You can't stand in front of a mic. Like, I can't right now sit here and tell you that it's a good idea to throw stuff at people. Like, that's human decency. Like, we're all people. Like, I can't drink a water bottle fully and then throw it at Brent Martineau, and try to hit him without, some sort of context. Like, hey, this is going to be a joke. No, you can't throw stuff at people. So the fact that Dak Prescott's like, yeah, you know what? That was a good idea. Way to throw stuff at the referees. I stand by it. Are you kidding me? I mean, are you kidding me? Jerry Jones should have a problem with that. The league should have a problem with that. I mean, that is ridiculous. But, of course, it was a problem, though, if you were throwing it at the players. He made that very clear. Can't throw stuff at the players, but the refs, yeah, we're all for it. That's ridiculous, and I think Jerry Jones has a massive $31 million problem next year at the quarterback position, $43 million in dead cap. Because you give him CeeDee Lamb, you give him Amari Cooper. Ezekiel Elliott is a whole nother issue, but nevertheless, he's on the team. Tony Pollard, Schultz at tight end. They got plenty of weapons, and Dak Prescott cannot get it done. Brian Middleton, is it okay to throw stuff at people?
I think it depends, man.
What?
Is it sanctioned? Like, if I throw hands at you, but we're in a ring,
no, it's
then yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
you know what I'm
fair.
saying? Oh, what do you mean throw? But you're talking about in this instance right here.
I'm saying...
Yeah, you're talking at the refs, right? In this instance right here.
I'm just saying in general, I can't go to the Wawa down the street, pick up stuff off the shelves, and throw it at other people. And that's what this is. You pay to go into the game and all that, but that doesn't give you the right to throw trash at other humans. Is this just not human decency at some point?
So listen, I get it, man. You're on your decency high ground. And that's right. I agree with you even in this case. But listen to me, all right?
All right. I'll listen to you.
It's a charged up environment. Dallas hasn't won since, I think, I don't know who was president. Abraham Lincoln. I don't know who was president.
Yep.
They haven't won a playoff game in forever. The last time that they won a playoff game was the game before they played the Carolina Panthers. I looked that up. Yeah, and this is like in the 90s, like 96 or something like that.
There you go.
When the Panthers actually beat them. Anyway, I don't know if it was just the environment, but you got to think about all that excitement. You think you have a team that's going to win. They make a comeback because for 2.5, 3 quarters of that game, San Francisco just looked like, yo, fam, y'all can go ahead and go home. Why'd y'all even show up?
Yeah.
And then the fourth quarter, the end of the third quarter starts, and then you get a pick by Garoppolo, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, this is a little bit of a game. And that last 2 minutes took forever. So the tension is building even with that. It was taking forever to get down to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get to that final play. And if you're just a regular casual fan who's a fanatic about your team, but you don't really understand football or you don't really follow it that much, you see a play, even though basically the San Francisco defense was guarding the sideline, you see a play where not only was it not just a pass in the middle of the field where you have no chances of getting out of bounds, your quarterback takes off and just starts running. And you know that you only have 14, 13, 12. You're just like, what are you doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
And then all of the kerfuffle happens. Offensive line tries to get in. And the rules state, like you said, the ref has to touch the ball before the play starts. But you're just looking at this ref getting there after everybody is set, bumping into Dak, breaking through the line, picking up the ball, moving it back, moving it again. In the instance that just happened, in that moment, it's very frustrating. I don't condone what they did. I only just a smidgen, just a little bit understand the want to throw something. Should you have done it? No. But I understand the want to have thrown something. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you. And I was going to ask the guys this earlier. I didn't, but I'm going to bring it up now. Who is to blame? Like, you're going to blame Kellen Moore for making the call. You're going to blame Mike McCarthy for okaying the call. You're going to blame Dak for not getting down earlier. Like, you're going to blame the ref for not being able to run as fast as Dak Prescott. Like, that seems like the last person you're going to blame there. On the surface, I'm blaming. At first, when the play was called, I thought they were getting the first down. Like, slide, get the first down, literally 5 or 6 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. He kept going and going. So I'm blaming Dak Prescott for not knowing the rules and not understanding the situation. The last person I'm blaming is the referee because I didn't know the refs had to, be able to run a 40-yard dash as quick as, the players on the field. But what do I know, man? What do I know? Anyway, we got to take a break. We got more to do, though. We got vague headlines coming up, right, Brian Middleton?
Yeah, we do.
Let's do it. We'll do that on the other side. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690. We'll be right back. What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jax, and I have more brand new local coverage to tell you about. Every Monday and Thursday after Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 from 3 to 6, we're giving you more of what you want, more Action Sports Jax. From 6 to 6:30, myself, Casey Kurtz, and Brian Middleton will bring you Action Sports Jax Overtime. There's a lot of topics in sports, and sometimes we can't hit them all from 3 to 6. We'll hit them all on OT. So join us 6 to 6:30 every Monday and Thursday night right here on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Cold tonight, a freeze inland and a frost all the way to the beaches as temperatures drop into the low to mid-30s. Plenty of sun, but a cool Tuesday. The afternoon high around 60 degrees. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Get the guaranteed lowest price at the only locally owned diamond store in the St. John's Town Center.
This is Matt Crowder live at the Shell station on 41st Street, reporting on the free gas app called Get Upside that's letting people all over the country earn cash back on every gallon of gas they buy. Excuse me, miss. Have you heard of the Get Upside gas app?
Of course. People are earning as much as $300 a year with the Get Upside app. It's so easy. Open the app to see nearby gas stations offering money back, pick the one you want, and get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time you buy gas.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Get Upside gas app and earn up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder, Radio News Network.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to earn up to 25 cents a gallon cash back when you buy gas. Use promo code TODAY for a 50 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents a gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Get up to 75 cents a gallon cash back on your next fill up when you download the free Get Upside app and use promo code TODAY. Promo code TODAY.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee you, if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-581-1414. 800-581-1414. 800-581-1414.
Join ESPN 690 on March 5th for the Gate River Run. Registration for the 15K, 5K for charity, Junior River Run, and the Brooks Rehabilitation Mile Challenge is now open at GateRiverRun.com. Training information is available on the website. See you at the starting line. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz with you as well. We have some vague headlines. We're going to get to them in just a second, and that is because we have some breaking news to address. And it's funny, we were talking about this right around the end of the show from 3 to 6, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, about the Raiders and what they would do with head coach. And I believe Brent Martineau even said Mike Mayock is on the way out, he believes. And sure enough, just as the show started here, Mike Mayock fired by the Las Vegas Raiders. He will no longer be their GM. Looks like Brent was right. It will be a whole new regime that comes in. And it's the Raiders were a playoff team, but at the same time, they were the weirdest playoff team of all time. They rallied behind their interim coach. They rallied behind Derek Carr after all the stuff that they've been through. But if you look at the recent drafts from this team, you really had no reason to keep your job if you're the GM. Henry Ruggs was drafted too high when he was drafted to start off. They fell in love with the speed. Taking all the off-the-field stuff that's happened out of it, he was drafted too high. Arnett was also a first-round pick in that draft. They had 3 first-round picks in 2019, 2 in 2020, and the players they ended up with were Cleveland Farrell, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Abram, Henry Ruggs, and Damon Arnett. You should get fired. Alex Leatherwood in this most recent draft, too, by the way, didn't play very well. So, I mean, we talked about it a little bit. You look at their receivers, even when they had Henry Ruggs. Zay Jones, it's a guy. Darren Waller's very good, but he was hurt a lot of the season. Brian Edwards has been okay, South Carolina guy, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Brian Middleton? Mm-hmm. But there's not a lot of talent on the Raiders. They're just like, they rally behind Derek Carr, and they will themselves to victories. They're good on defense, sort of. I mean, they're the last team into the playoffs. So they're good. They're not great. They're not bad, but they're certainly not great. They're okay. Are they good? I don't know. But the point of the story is Mike Mayock has been fired by the Las Vegas Raiders. Brian Middleton, I think this was the correct move for the Raiders. What say you?
Yeah, so listen, I'm really big on outcome. Just really big on it. Legal outcome. And, at the end of the day, the thing that he put together, regardless of who you want to say the team rallied around, is a playoff team.
Right.
And so you got to believe in your plan when you start getting into these levels of your profession. Regardless of the profession, you got to believe in yourself and in your talents, your ability, your gut, as well as whatever you've been educated on along the way in order to do the job you've been hired to do. And for all of the things that you just named, I mean, all of them, valid points, I assume, they ended up in the playoffs. And really, they were in that game. And we can talk about some calls in that game, and it may have swung the other way. I know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But, listen, it's tough for me to swallow this guy being fired, even though he's great on TV. I mean, he's not going to be out of a job if he wants to not be out of a job, because I enjoyed his analysis on TV. But if he's fired, well, then no, we got to look at some other GMs, right? Most notably, I know, right, the low-hanging fruit is the one right here in Jacksonville, even though it's only been a year.
Yep.
I'm just like, well, what do I got to do? It feels very Brian Flores-y to a certain degree, even though there's, different aspects, different dynamics to what, why the Dolphins let him go versus, this firing on the surface anyway. So, I guess you bring up good points. I'm not with it. You got to be careful what you wish for. It feels very Florida Gator fan-like, very yeah, this is good. 10 wins is good, but, you're fired. You're fired. So
I don't know, man. To me, when it comes down to the GM, is you have to make the right moves in the draft, and then you have to keep those players. And he hasn't made the right moves in the draft for picks 12 and pick 19 from 2020 are not on your roster.
Well, yeah, I mean, but listen. One person decides to call Uber instead of being stupid and selfish and drinking and driving.
Yeah, but
he's still on the roster. One guy stopped videotaping yourself holding up every type of gun that you could possibly own, talking about that you're going to end people's lives, and he's probably still on the roster. But Antonio Brown was
he brought in Antonio Brown too.
That was a tough one.
Forgot about that. Thanks for making my point.
Yeah, but again, here's the deal. They were in the playoffs. You can only really point to one team every year, if we're just going down to the actual results, that made the right moves in every situation. Yeah, there may be some luck involved, but there's only one champion every year. If you get into the playoffs, I know they just expanded it, but it's still less than half your teams getting there, unlike basically the NBA. That's an accomplishment. You are on the right track, even if you've made missteps along the way. So, you can let them go. Hopefully, this doesn't start them back at ground zero. You rebuilding the front office. They're going to want to rebuild the team. Is next year going to be evaluation the whole year? Is that a lost season? I guess that's what you want to do, but I'm not with it.
I don't know, man. I don't care if Henry Ruggs does what he does or not. He's the first wide receiver drafted in that draft. So you passed on Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. That's a bad T. Higgins. That is a bad pick. He ran the fastest time at the combine, and you thought he was going to be a good receiver. He wasn't that great when he was on the field. Okay? Take everything out of it. It was a bad pick at 12. At 19, Damon Arnett. Okay, you needed a corner, but when they drafted Cleveland Farrell, the whole world was like, what? When you are drafting players in the top 20, Cleveland Farrell's case in the top 5, and everyone in the whole world that's watching the draft is like, what? Why did you pick that person? We weren't even talking about him here because it makes no sense. You're either one, a genius, the smartest person in the room, and it's not close, or two, you're an idiot. And guess what the answer ends up being? The second one. Because he obviously wasn't the smartest person in the room, and they're finding that out right now. They went to the playoffs on guys that he did not pick.
But now, hold on now. Now that's totally unfair. Hunter Renfrow was a bastion of Raiderism. Huh? He's a
what?
Hunter Renfrow.
A bastion
of I was about to say Oakland, then I was going to say Los Angeles, and I was like, where are they at now? Missouri? Yeah, the Las Vegas Raiderism.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
He's the logo for the Raiders.
He is.
That's Mayock. But this is my point right here. Again, you can call him an idiot, but the fact of the matter is the success that comes with it, you got to attribute to him, because that's a very big generalization that you just said, that none of the players there, none of them at all, did he re-sign any players that stayed on the team, even if they weren't his? He didn't bring in any free agents. There's not one draft pick. There's not one rookie that was a free agent that's on that team. Now, I don't know the Raiders like that, but I doubt that's the fact. I doubt that what you just said is 100% true. And if you get 10 wins in the season,
it's coaching.
Okay. All right. Hey, you know what? When it goes all bad, in this case, it's the GM. When the right stuff that went on had nothing to do with the GM. That's cool. I guess if that's the way you're going to do it, I don't agree. We agree to disagree.
Fair enough. But you're not going to point at Hunter Renfrow and be like, wait a minute, this guy should keep his job because he drafted Hunter Renfrow.
Hey, maybe. Some Clemson fans out there that's like, hey, maybe.
I mean, you drafted a guy that ended up being good because he's a slot receiver. Like, if we're going to point to Hunter Renfrow and say this is why we should keep your job, that's like Trent Baalke pointing to Trevor Lawrence to say that's why he should keep his job.
Except they won 3 games this season. I'm about to call you Courtney. Casey?
Who is Courtney?
I have no idea.
No.
I was about to say Missouri.
No.
I was about to say Missouri. Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a bit in my bag right now. So
I don't know.
No. Let's not move off that real quick. You wanted to use that example, except for the fact that Jags for 17 weeks, y'all came in here and was like, oh, the Jags. Oh, they're kind of good. Oh, I'd rather them lose than actually win the game, but, as long as they score 21 points. Oh, they're terrible. And you want to tell me that's the same correlation? No, not at all.
No.
The fact that he picked Renfrow and the fact that there's 10 wins on the team. You're saying that they won 10 wins in spite of the GM. GM didn't have anything to do with that. That's crazy talk to me. That's crazy talk to me. If they'd won 4, then I'd be like, yeah, the team, put it together. It doesn't look like there was a whole bunch of injuries or any more than other teams, especially to their major stars. You got to look at the GM. Not when there's double-digit wins in the NFL. You know how hard it is to win an NFL game 10 times. All right, man. That's y'all. I don't mean to overtalk you. You got it.
No. I mean, I guess we're agreeing to disagree. Because, the way I look at it, you got to go. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we think. But what's true is he was fired. The Raiders now need a GM. Will they need a coach? I guess we're going to have to find out as the days turn. But right now we know the Raiders need a GM at the current moment before the next NFL draft. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax Overtime on ESPN 690.
Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Acura models. Get insanely low lease payments and huge financing deals on award-winning luxury sedans and SUVs. Now's the time. Shop FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
Hi, I'm Kamani, Youth of the Year from the Cleansville T. Brown Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida. I want to thank the players for helping kids like me reach my full potential. It's 50 days until the players.
Bono's Pit Barbecue. Yeah, it's good. It's more than food. It's about the flavor, the tradition. It's barbecue, and it's who we are at Bono's. Locally smoked since 1949. Almost 20 locations around Jacksonville. On the menu, smokehouse stackers, sandwiches, salads, sides, and Bono's Family Feast. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. Authentic, traditional Southern barbecue. Feel the flavor, feel the community. Bono's Pit Barbecue. Yeah, it's good.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
I'm Marcus Roberts, a jazz pianist and a proud graduate of the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, a state public school available at no cost to eligible K through 12 Florida students who are deaf, blind, or both. FSDB prepares students for a lifetime of success, allowing them to do more, be more, and achieve more. For more information, call 800-342-3732 or visit www.fsdbk12.org.
Hey everybody, it's Brett Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jax overtime, ESPN 690. Couple minutes to go here. Couple of things to hit, though. Coming up next on ESPN 690, we got Inside Seminole Basketball with Leonard Hamilton. Brian Middleton, Florida State, playing good basketball right now. Are they on your radar at all in the college basketball world?
Not at all.
Okay.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
With Florida State, it's one of those things where they've been one of those teams that, you know, they're pretty good every year now. You're expecting them to be a fringe Sweet 16 team, maybe even making a better run, more seasons than not, probably the past 5 years, just with the talent that Leonard Hamilton has brought in and him being the GM and coach of that, forming that team and making it something where it's like, okay, we're expecting them to go pretty far in the tournament. But, now they gotta show me. It's one of those Georgia Bulldog things, which I've had to apologize to plenty of UGA fans over the past couple of weeks, because I've said, hey, listen, I was wrong. They can do it. I didn't know until now. So they'll be on my radar. They'll go far in at least one of my tournament brackets, because I do think that they have a decent enough squad. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's fair. Winners of 4 of the last 5, including over Miami, Louisville, and Syracuse most recently on Saturday. They play Duke tomorrow.
That'll be good.
Yeah, that will be good. At 9 p.m. at the Tuck in Tallahassee. Coverage will start at 8:30 right here on ESPN 690. Like I said, you can listen to Leonard Hamilton coming up in about a half hour, talking about the win over Miami as well as the win over Syracuse. Like I said, Duke, Florida State tomorrow. And one more order of business in the NFL tonight. We got the Cardinals and the Rams. I have the Cardinals +4 in the picks. I have the Cardinals +3.5 in real life. However, I think the Rams win the football game by 1. Brian Middleton, what say you?
Hey, listen, man. I think that Cardinals are going to get back to early season form. Since you're taking the Rams, I'll take the Cardinals. And I will say it'll be a final score of 27-24.
All right.
3 points. Yeah, 27-24 Cardinals.
And
on the road.
And you know what? I think the Cardinals could very well win this game because they're a very good football team. Underrated, it seems, even though they were the first 10-win team in the NFL, nevertheless. But Matthew Stafford needs to perform. He was brought there to win playoff games, not win regular season games. He finished the season rather ugly, throwing it to the other team a couple of times in multiple games. So I think Matthew Stafford has a lot to prove. But, boy, if they don't win this game, if the Rams that are built to win the Super Bowl now have no first-round pick until I'm going to be like 86, lose in the first round, that's going to be something. So that is going to be an interesting one to watch tonight. And I guess we'll have to find out. Brian Middleton has the Cardinals. I have the Rams. We'll be back on Thursday. By the way, ECHL All-Star game tonight at the arena. The Jacksonville Icemen against the other All-Stars in the ECHL. Kind of a cool format. I'm into it a little bit. Nevertheless, that's at the stadium the arena coming up in just about an hour. 7:30 the puck will drop. That'll do it for us on a Monday. We're back on Thursday. Action Sports Jax overtime. Tomorrow, of course, 3 to 6, Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We'll be doing it all week. Me and Brian are back on Thursday. We'll talk to you then. Enjoy your night. Enjoy the basketball. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the hockey. Whatever you're watching, enjoy the sports. We'll talk to you Thursday. I want to eat a spicy chicken in my Tesla. Is it too much to ask?